I used to be somebody before that freak Jairus sent his army south and ruined everything. We had a nice racket going on in the land of the freelords, or what the rest of the Flaness calls the Bandit Kingdoms. We had a territory we ran, and we hustled and stole what we could from who we could. Sure, we fought amongst ourselves, and I'd just as soon stick my dagger into someone from the freelords as anywhere else. But we always banded together when an outside force threatened all of our businesses. But all that changed when Jairus came a-calling. Half of the freelords joined forces with Jairus to save their skins, and the other half got wiped out or sent packing to the other lands, all down into the rift. I was no hero, and neither were any of my mates. So after the massacre of Steelbone Meadows, we did what any guys in our situation would have done. We hightailed it out of there. The only problem is that everywhere we went, there were old enemies waiting. After finally getting corralled by the Ernst soldiers, I was left to rot in a dungeon, waiting for them to decide what to do with me. The way the gods look at us, I don't think we're gonna like what it is they have in store.
And we are live. Hey everybody, welcome.
Hello, welcome to Return to the Bandit Kingdoms, episode 3.
And we were only 6 minutes late today, I'm going to add.
I know, that's a personal best.
by like 40 minutes.
Yeah. Well, you know, with practice comes...
Adam, you got it playing on a loop behind us.
What, you don't like the music?
All right.
Yeah, I don't...
Okay, we still got audio though, right? We're good?
Can you still hear the music?
Let me see.
Okay. Because I can play it again if you'd like.
No, okay, we can hear us. All
right.
right.
That's me.
All right, so that being said, and let's go ahead and get started. First, we will start off, as always, I will begin by introducing our illustrious cast. And seeing as how Michael had to go first last time, I'm going to pick on Jairus. He will be up in the, I guess that would be my left-hand corner top. And Jairus, why don't you go ahead, introduce yourself, and introduce your character, who you're playing tonight.
Sure. I'm Jairus. I'm playing Raleigh. He is a half-elf sorcerer. He's kind of a con man, but he's really just a very nice guy. And if he has to rob you, he has to rob you. But it's nothing personal. He'd really rather be your friend, but he still wants your money.
Robbed you with a smile.
That's it.
Excellent. All right, thank you. All right, directly beneath him, down south, we have Phil. Phil, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and who you'll be playing this evening?
Sure. Hi, guys. I'm Phil. I will be playing Nordor Cragwin. He is a Furbolg druid of few words, at least in common. And, he's just on a quest for his tribe.
Excellent. Alrighty. So we will be now going directly to the right of, I guess that would be your left, technically. But we have Wyndon. Go ahead, Steve. Tell us about yourself and who you'll be playing this evening.
Sure. I'm Steve. I'm playing Wyndon Frostfeld. He is mostly a fighter. He knows some magic. His main goal is to make a lot of money and to be the best at what he does.
Excellent. And next, directly to the left or right, depending on how or where you're sitting, is going to be the infamous Michael playing 3-2s. Go ahead and tell us about yourself and who you're playing, Michael.
Hi, I'm Michael. I'm playing Three Toes. Just a regular farmer. Just happens to be caught up in this whole little mess here. Looking to make some friends. Very, very friendly and outgoing sort.
Your mic is still a little quiet there, Michael.
Yeah, you're a little quiet, but I appreciate
Good difficulties, yeah.
Okay.
I also point out that's like the worst cover ever because like you meet Three Toes and you immediately know he's not at all like that.
He's good, yeah.
you should say something like, no, he's just a strong, silent type farmer. but not one that wants to make
No.
friends with everyone.
Yeah. By friends, if you mean
Try
kill.
something new.
People would believe is like, well, I was the mortician to a rather prosperous town until it was raided and killed by orcs. That would pass.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Okay, and then last but not least is our illustrious producer, Adam. Why don't you go ahead and tell us about yourself and who you'll be playing?
Hey everybody, I'm Adam, and I'm playing. I almost said Three Toes, but that would be a lie. I'm playing Silver Wolf, Ranger, half-elf Ranger, who is trying to be a good guy. Then his wife and son were killed by Ayuza's forces, and now he's been kidnapped and doesn't have a soul and is forced to do something he'd already wanted to do, but now he doesn't want to do it because they want him to do it. It's causes a little bit of anger and frustration. And he takes it out on pretty much any orc or hobgoblin or anybody even related to Ayuz that he sees.
As he should.
Seems reasonable. He's a reasonable fellow.
Yep. And lastly, there is I. I'm Will, the DM. You know what I was thinking about doing? I should change my name to Will DM.
There you go.
Legally change
I
it
get
to
it.
Will DM?
Sure, why not?
I mean, I think that's an amazing name.
It's not.
pretty
I
good.
know, right? It's not that expensive.
But everything
I mean,
has to be in like lowercase with like periods after each one, right?
Of course. Yeah, exactly. Aside from running this great game, you can also catch me on the Storycraft RPG, which is a great place for getting your ideas for gaming, be they story ideas or other ideas for characters and what have you. You can find that at storycraftrpg.podomatic.com. And on Wednesday when we record that, Mark, you can tell me what I fucked up and how to fix it. So, alrighty.
In podcast form, no less.
Yeah, I know. We're eventually going to have all these in podcast form too.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to put them on the site for you.
That's all right. I mean, it's whenever you get around, if you send them to me, I'll take care of it. I mean, your hands are full. I mean, if you want to do it, I ain't going to stop you. But at the same
Oh
time,
no, I'm gonna let you do it. I just haven't had the time just to even put them on the other drive.
it's cool. Okay, but we will have those eventually. We will have tonight's adventure will be as obviously here. Next week, unfortunately, we will not be on live. We have a couple of scheduling conflicts, so unfortunately, we won't have two of the players available. One of the players we always go ahead and we soldier on through, but two, we're going to take a week break. So then that means we'll be back on the 19th for our next live game. And I think that's it. Does anybody else have anything that they would like to share or add or? Anything that's come up that's new and wacky and cool? You saw that they're releasing new settings for 5th edition D&D. That's kind of cool.
I did see that. That is cool.
Planescape is pretty much given to be one of them, though. The information has been leaked.
I was hoping for Greyhawk and Dragonlance.
I know, right? Greyhawk is rumored to. I mean, Dragonlance is rumored too. Pretty much everything else is rumored besides Planescape is pretty much a given, and I think also Spelljammer is a real big possibility. So, but hey, we can always hope. So, alrighty. So, with that having been said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into a quick recap. For those of you who have not watched this at this point, I'm getting some feedback there. Do we know who that was?
I've heard it too.
It was like a rock. It was like a rock festival. Can you dig it? Okay, so basically, as the story begins, what we have is our intrepid adventurers, if you want to call them that. They're actually a bunch of bandits, and technically, depending on where you live in Greyhawk, they're considered lowlives. But Ayuz invades what is called the Bandit Kingdoms, or the Free Lords, takes over the place. Our adventurers find themselves in a place called the Tangles, which is kind of a enchanted forest. Due to things and being attacked and harassed by the Ayuzian forces, they decide to leave the Bandit Kingdoms and head south to the county of Ernston, hopefully to get some sort of stability, just basically to leave all that behind. So they do make it after a lengthy trek down to the county. While there, they are brought together with a bunch of other refugees from the Bandit Kingdoms and duped by a fellow by the name of Red Martin and waylaid by soldiers. They wake up in a prison and come to find out that their souls have been taken from them, and essentially are told that they can retrieve these souls after they go back into the Bandit Kingdoms and basically perform the task of being a thorn in the Iusian troops' side. A la, if you've ever seen The Dirty Dozen, this is basically what they're doing with these guys. They leave the fortress, head over the I'm not going to be able to say it. I just know it already. Artansme. I got it! River, and they head back into the Bandit Kingdoms, and that's where we left off, and that's where we're going to be picking up tonight. Alrighty. So, after you guys had that encounter on the Artansme River, where the supply boats were heading up the river going to Redspan, and you guys helped thwart the Orcish attack on the river. You guys congregate on the other bank, and after a short rest, I think who all got hurt in that? It was just Raleigh, right? And then
oh man, did he ever?
Wyndon got hit too. Yeah.
Did I?
I
don't think I did, actually. Oh, wait, I did. You're right. For some reason, my HP's back to full. Yeah, I got hit by for a little bit.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't think you did, but lower player HP on the player, I'm good with it. So
I'm fine, so everybody can stop worrying anyway.
I was worried about you.
So, you got a short rest in. Jenna did have a healing salve.
Oh, maybe that's why you're back at full. She might have given you
Yeah,
one
she
of
did
those.
offer it to two of you.
Okay, yeah, that might be it.
I know she gave Raleigh some. I don't know if it did get you back up to full, didn't it, Raleigh?
It did not, actually. I healed for 10, but that crit took me 15 points damage, so...
And then I think at that point in time she told you to suck it up, Buttercup, because she was hurt more.
Yeah.
I think that's basically what she did. So, okay. So what happens now is you guys break camp. You start trekking. You're on foot, and she's leading you, further inland. At this point, there's forest here, just like when there was forest when you crossed over. This is the thinning tendrils of what would be the Fostwood, okay, which goes all the way right up against the Artansme River where you guys are at, and across over into where the Bandit Kingdoms are. So at this point in time, I want every one of you to go ahead and roll me. If you have, you can use either of these three. I'm cool with any of these. Nature, survival, or history. You can roll any of those. And then just tell me what you gentlemen get.
I have none of those.
All right, so that's all right. And you know what? I'm totally cool with that because, you're a bandit. You just where's the whorehouse? Where's the...
Bandits are multi-dimensional, Will.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Wyndon is more of a city person than the forest, though, so it makes sense.
Right. Okay, well, I do know Three Toes knows.
Hold on, I'm having some technical difficulties here. Bear with me.
That's all right. You got Raleigh, Norjar. Okay, cool. I'm just going to say at this point in time, there's enough of you that have rolled, even if we're just going to say that you know Adam. Just to see, for the sake of Silverwolf knows as well. Yeah, and it doesn't matter. They end up telling you. The DC on this was 10. So, okay, so Jenna and basically the guys at the castle, when you guys were leaving, where you were at in 10, told you that they were taking you to Rookroost, and that's what I wanted you to see. Okay, so there's the map right there. And if you can see, there's Rookroost, okay? Now, if you go down, there's Redspan. You see it right there on the river?
Yep.
Okay, the boats were going north to Redspan where you crossed over. Now, if you go a little bit further south, just a tad, I don't know if you can do that on there. If you don't, it doesn't really matter. Basically, so what it is where you guys crossed over, you crossed over the Artantami River there over into the Bandit Kingdoms, but really if you go back up, I'm just totally making you go all over.
You're just screwed with me now, aren't you?
It's like, well, why did you guys go there when if you wanted to, you could only cross one river and go right over to where Rookroost is? You guys see what happened there?
Yeah.
And you guys all know for a fact, and basically because you know enough about the Free Lords, a.k.a. the Bandit Kingdoms, where you're at, you're in Dimri. Okay, you guys all remember Dimri, the ones who actually were the only Bandit Kingdom to stop. Yes, that stopped.
Oh, they're like kind of obsessed with death, right? That was the.
No, they are.
These are the guys who fought off the Iusians.
They are staunch believers. Okay, in the theocracy of the Pale, there is a worship of Fulstus, okay, which is a god of law, order, light. He's a neutral, by-the-book kind of deity, okay? The theocracy of Dimri, which is where you guys are at right now, is a heretical society founded from people who settled here from the theocracy of the Pale, but they worship a different version of it, where they believe in the darkness as well as the light. You must walk the path of darkness to understand the path of light. So, like, the Fulstus priests here are really into, like, self-mutilation, like all kinds of weird shit, but they're really heavy into the word of law. Okay? So that's just I'm just painting the pictures of where you guys have found yourselves at right now. So you're traveling along in a line. I take it the marching order is definitely got 3 toes in the back. Does not really
like 30 feet away from the rest of us, probably.
At least, yeah.
Yeah. Jenna
Upwind.
Right. Jenna is leading you guys. Oh, there's Lord Gasumba. I'm probably just butchered that. No, I probably said that right. Hi, Lord Gasumba. Thanks for coming in and watching. Appreciate it. I actually have it up now so I can actually talk to anybody who pops in.
For a second, I thought that was a character.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
And if I ignore you for the rest of the game, please don't take it personally. We're just into it. Okay, so here we go. So she's leading on. You guys are just following her through the wilderness. Where it is a lot of these. It's kind of got some rolling hill action going on, and there's definitely some higher grass in this area. A lot of the area in the Bandit Kingdoms has a lot of higher grass. You know, just think of the plains. You know, especially when you get around the rift and what have you. So
as we're walking, just an FYI, I'd be looking for any sort of orc tracks or hobgoblin tracks, especially after our little encounter earlier on, I should say.
Yeah, man. Give me a survival roll.
Where am I?
You're in Dimri. Oh, you don't have your character sheet.
Where am I? Who am I? Who are you people? There we go. Pretty good.
Actually,
18.
As you guys are walking along, and basically you notice it at the same time where it appears that Jenna does too. Because like you're walking and you're looking, and you stop because you notice it seems like at first it's just 1 or 2, like it could have been like some sort of animal that came through and crushed down the grass, but then just a little bit further on there's a lot more. And you look at the ground and you're seeing all kinds of footprints in the ground. These footprints are much smaller. They appear to be, these are not orcs. These are not hobgoblins. You're kind of thinking that these are definitely goblinoid in some sort of appearance. Okay. You also notice in the distance smoke rising. Now, it's not the kind of smoke that comes from a campfire. It's not like a whiter smoke. It definitely has a blackness to it, but it's not like a billowing smoke that comes from an active fire. This is the kind of smoke that's coming from a fire that has burned itself out, and this is the remnants of it. So
this is in the direction that we're already heading, or is this in a different direction?
Correct. It is in the direction you guys are already heading. Jenny at this point has stopped, and she's knelt down, and she kind of like gives you guys that lower command, and she's like looking around and listening. She looks back. She looks at you. Silver, sugar, come up here.
All right, I'll sort of crawl through the brush toward her.
It's like, you see these here tracks?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see them. Goblinoid, it looks like.
Mm-hmm. Little bit different than Goblinoid. None of these fools are wearing shoes. You notice that? Goblins wear shoes, so I'm not really sure what these are. But there were quite a few of them here.
Yeah, do you notice the smoke up ahead? It looks like they were heading in that direction, and it looks like they took care of something. What's up ahead, do you know?
Well, we're still a little ways away before we're getting into anything that's kind of substance. There's a camp that's up ahead that's been abandoned for a while. I don't know if maybe but it's still way too far ahead from where this smoke is coming from. So I'm not
Would I have known, because this is pretty close to the Tangles where I've spent most of my life.
Actually, it's a lot further away from the Tangles.
Oh, so where are we exactly at this point?
Okay, you guys are in Dimry, so you're down in the south.
Oh, we're down.
Yeah, that's kind of a bad map for it because it doesn't really give you the kingdoms and whatnot. But okay, so there's
we're below this map. Is that what you mean?
You are east. The Tangles. If you go east, you see where the forest is right there, where the Artons. Yep. Okay, you guys have left out of that area. You're into these plains areas over here now. Okay.
Okay.
So you're
all right. So that's not in my normal stomping grounds. Then I thought we were in a different spot.
It's not your normal stomping grounds, but you guys, especially you know the topography of this area. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, like where you're gonna you guys are north of Edge. Okay, and it's sort of, as you can appear, it looks like you guys are heading in a direction which would be like going up into Kinsmead.
Okay.
Okay, which is going to be in a kingdom that was called Jorhas, which I'm saying that wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's close to it.
I believe you said it with such confidence. I believed you.
Yeah, I'm going to say Jorhas for right now, and basically, Kinmead is in there. Jorhas was wiped out, by the way, when I use Kin.
Okay.
Kinmead is a orc encampment now. You know that because they have gone into the Tangles raiding from there. So
I know that well.
So she turns around and goes, "All right, fellas, well, we're gonna just have to be wide-eyed and try and stay aware of what's going on." And then she looks back. Psst, psst. Three toes, come up here. She's just looking back because
I just kind of appear beside her.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I got to do the roll because
he was actually right next to her the whole time.
Okay, see, okay, she was looking around and then she notices you quick enough before she gets scared. Let's put it that way. She gets bonuses to that, but okay. Just like, all right, I just wanted to make sure you were a little bit closer with everybody because I don't know what we're going to be running into up there. All right.
Yeah, I'm just going to get out my bow as we're...
Yeah, she gets out her scimitars.
Oh, yeah, I've definitely got the crossbow ready.
Okay.
You guys think we're going to fight? Because
yeah,
I don't think I like fighting anymore. Like, it was a lot of fun when I was doing all the hitting, but have you guys ever been hit before? Because that was my first time. I got to tell you, it sucks.
I almost got knocked out in prison, so yeah.
That's right.
Look, we're probably going to have to fight something at some point, if not now, in the future. So you're going to have to mentally prepare yourself for that.
Yeah, because I hate to break it to you, because you probably obviously just weren't paying attention at the time. That's the whole reason you're fucking here. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Well, yeah, but it's not fun anymore. Like I almost died. I could have died. I hope you know.
Yeah, I know. I
That's
saved
the
you.
definition
Remember?
of professional. You keep
Yeah.
going even when it's not fun.
Yeah. So with that having been
you
said, all right. So you guys start traveling again. Making your way slow and cautious. And eventually, you start making it to... Did it switch the map for you, gentlemen?
Yes.
Okay, I want you to go ahead and drop your tokens out
see
over
the
there.
same
On the
map.
far
You know what?
right.
Sorry, on the far what?
Far right.
All right.
Oh, okay. I see Nordra.
Yeah, I need to rejoin as a player here, and it's not letting me.
Rejoin as a player. Maybe I have to do
I
that.
got it. No, I got it.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
That's right. Yeah. Okay.
Where is everybody?
Let me get Jenna's.
Are we up? Oh, there was Raleigh. Okay.
Yeah, we're far right.
Yeah, far right is what we're looking for. And I will have to, I'm sure. Oh no, she's kind of sized correctly there that time. Good. Okay.
Did Raleigh disappear?
No, it was right there.
I was in the wrong spot.
Oh, no, I'm
Never
in the wrong
follow
spot.
me.
Raleigh's magic, man. He obviously can just disappear.
He's a magic man.
Boom.
All right. Anyway, I'm not going to resize that anymore. It's
You
obviously
think
gonna-
as a ranger I'd be able to keep track of my own party, but I lost everyone.
far right, along the right border. There we go.
I got you.
Okay. All right, so you guys are there, and you can see now. Basically, like I was saying, this has got some rolling hills to it. All right,
Mhm.
the smoke is like directly ahead of you guys, and everybody at this point in time can go ahead and let me pull out Jenna. Go ahead and give me perception rolls. Oh, where's my NPCs? There they are. And there's Jenna. Bloop. That's not the one I want. There she is.
Raleigh is afraid.
It's hard to see from behind Norjor.
Be afraid. Be very afraid. All right, let's just give a... All right, and there's Jenna's roll. Okay, Jenna got a 9. Okay, so you guys have an uneasy feeling. The only person that seems to really be, it's a trap, Three Toes.
Norjor.
I know it's a trap, don't I?
No, you do not. Actually, no.
He's got a
you got a
20.
21. My
he
bad.
knows.
Actually, okay.
He,
So
he knows who made the trap, what materials
Yeah.
were used, where they bought them.
Three Toes, you definitely can tell that it's a trap. Norjor, you have the distinct feeling of magic. You know that basically the reason that there's some kind of concealment magic that's going on here, for sure.
Norjor will put up a hand to stop his comrades, anyone who's behind him, and be like, "Dangerous magic. Be careful."
Lovely. Thank you.
Thank you, Sugar. Could you be a little more specific? I'm just wondering, maybe just a little bit, maybe someone.
Norjor looks at her and blinks slowly, and then just shrugs, like dangerous magic, and then nods sagely, like that says everything that needs to be said.
That's all I needed.
All right. Okay. Well, that didn't really help me. All right. Thank you. I
Is it
appreciate
possible that this whole fire business over here is an illusion?
that. Hell, I don't know. And she looks over at Raleigh and goes, "Ain't you got something to do with magic some kind of way?"
Me? No.
Yeah, I tried that once before too. I got the similar answer.
I'm starting to feel that he's real useful in a lot of, well, some situations.
Well,
The Nordjord will say like point kind of like around the clearing and just in an arc and say, "We go around."
Okay, you actually pointing over because essentially what you got here, this particular area, it's thinned down. Those are like clumps of growth and bushes. They're not really trees. Okay, and Norjor, you distinctly feel a potent magic coming from there.
From the shrubs.
Got it. That one that I just pinged. Did you see which one I pinged?
Yes,
Yep.
I see it now.
You feel magic in general in the entire area around in front of you. But at this time, you definitely can tell something there.
Do I have a sense if it's like nature magic, like druidic magic, or if it's like, hostile intent or anything like that? Like, you said that Three Toes could tell it was a trap. So, do I at least realize that it's a magical trap?
Give me a wisdom check.
Okay. Wisdom check. That's a wisdom saving throw.
Which should be good for you, I would assume. Oh wow!
It would be. Except Nordor's just kind of confused right now.
No, it is for me. And basically, what it is, it's the fact that you can tell it's magic, but that's pretty much it. Not it.
Okay, so I'll point out like the specific shrub that I think is giving off the magic and be like, magic coming from there.
I mean, I could shoot an arrow at it.
Shall we try to scout it?
If he points out a shrub, I would immediately shoot at it.
Okay, go ahead and give me a roll.
And then if he shoots, I'm going to shoot afterward because I.
As they're shooting, Nordror's already like walking off, just assuming that we were going to go around the shrub instead of like antagonize whatever's in it. So he's like walking over this way.
These guys don't roll like that.
Shoot first, ask questions later.
Maybe their next characters will.
Yeah, I know, right?
Nice.
And if Wyndon hits, then I got a lot of damage coming on mine.
All right.
As soon as they fire, Raleigh would move.
Okay. So what I
what
I want you guys to do is I want you guys to go ahead and I'm going to bust out an initiative. First, let me clear it, just so we can keep things clear and allow people to go in order. So go ahead and give me some initiatives on you guys. Good night. Oh, somebody got a 6.
That was me.
No, I got a 6 too.
Okay. All right. And
how much do I have? 29.
Okay. All right. So basically, but before this happens here, Wyndon just hauls off and he shoots a bolt into it. And you don't hear that satisfying thunk of a bolt going into something, but you definitely hear it sink into the ground, and then you hear a squeak. When that happens, then you got old Silverwolf over there. Silverwolf, go ahead. Zooms in on the squeak. Zoom. And basically, what happened was this rat. You guys see that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This big rat started like scurrying out from under the bush, and it gets obliterated by that arrow. So, and then bloop, another one comes running out.
I gotta say, I expected more from the evil magic.
Raleigh looks around and he's like, these are just ice. I don't know what I was afraid of.
All right, Three Toes. You see this big rat. Now these are big rats. Okay, it's not like it's some kind of like just squeak, squeak, squeak. You know, oh, that's a cute thing. That's a big rat. This, yeah.
This is like a New York City subway rat.
Would get beat the fuck up. This rat.
I just call out, hold the line, and hold the line because this is a trap. Stay together.
Okay.
And then I prepare my arrow, longbow.
Okay.
So if it gets closer, I will shoot at it.
All right, Wyndon.
Okay, well, I'm not going to move. I'm just going to shoot my crossbow at it.
Okay.
Oh, my God. Jesus. Okay, or I won't.
Well, what happens is that go ahead and just give me a D20 roll. I'm going to see if something happens here. Roll high. All right, it's good enough. Your string on your crossbow didn't break.
Fabulous.
See? Yeah, you're good. Okay. All right. Raleigh, there's a big fucking rat out there, man.
Raleigh just kind of looks at these guys just ashamed. And it's like, guys, they're mice. And I'm way too zoomed out to know where 30 feet is. But I'm going to move.
Yeah, this is a lot of distance. So basically, yeah, right about there.
All right, so I'll move 30 feet.
Oh God! I did warn you that it's magic.
And I was totally on board until they were
until I saw the rat.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
And
what part of hold the line confused you?
Everything confuses Raleigh at one point or another. Okay.
Well, see, the thing is, when I was born, it was with testicles. And I never lost them or put them in someone's purse.
Which were so heavy it dragged him out of the crib and onto his head on the floor.
Right. Okay. All right. Now this is what happens. He turns around. I can see it now. Raleigh's all like, "Oh, what after mice?" He like turns around. He's walking backwards towards the mouse, talking trash to you guys as he goes. It's fucking mice. He shoots his bolt of ice thing over his head, completely misses. Turns around. Yeah, you don't care.
I mean, mice are hard to hit. They're tiny, man.
No, these are big.
Like how big are they? I like that, like a poodle big or Saint Bernard. That's a big.
That's
rat.
a big rat. Yeah. That's not.
Now keep in mind that one hit of the longbow did kill it.
Yeah, it was also 16 points of.
Hell of a lot of damage.
A pretty good hit.
Yeah. All right, Norjor.
So, I assume I'm not familiar with whatever the heck this is. I haven't seen these types of species before, but Norjor's like kind of.
You might there are rodents of unusual size in the tank.
Okay, well I will say that Norjor is kind of annoyed with the party because he's like a druid and he like doesn't like to kill random beasts for no reason, and all we had to do was walk around it. So Norjor's gonna keep walking. He's gonna be like. Leave alone. We go safe way, and then they'll just like start walking.
Pick up some potato chips.
No, and he's like gives them one look, and he's like conveys his message, and then he walks. He's not gonna look back again and see what's going on because he's warned them. There's really no reason that Norjor sees that we should be going out of our way to like attack animals, like
Right?
Sure. Makes sense.
You're hanging out with.
See, that's why I didn't attack. I'm very, very passionate about this subject.
That's
as
right.
Well.
He's a farmer that kind of just like knows the land and appreciates the plants and the animals.
Yeah, I'm not buying that. All right. So anyway, all right, Silver Wolf. What's going on, man?
I mean, I notch an arrow. I'm gonna fire into this bush again, though.
All right, just go ahead and give me a roll.
Longbow.
See here.
19.
19. Surprisingly enough, squeak. And Bloop. Bloop. Go back over here and move these
So
suckers
apparently
around.
this is a magic bush full of giant rats. I don't know if this is a trap so much as somebody's bad joke.
2 more of them come running out. And you don't know if you killed one in there or not, but
Okay.
yeah. Okay.
I'm going to back just over this way a little bit so I'm... How tall are these shrubs?
They're like kind of like a clump of not just, it's not like one big bush. It's like a group of them have grown up around together.
But if I stand up, I can see over them, right?
Yeah, basically they are about chest height for you.
Got it. Okay, that's fine.
You know, so.
Yeah, so I'll just stand behind there.
Okay. All right. Something currently is going to be the turn in which the rats go. All 3 of these rats start heading this way. Okay.
Question for you, Will. Is Jenna on? I don't see her on initiative. Is she supposed to be on or no?
No, she's not doing anything right now.
Okay.
She's letting you guys with your
Cool.
your arrows and stuff take care of stuff. She's just chilling. Watching what's happening. She's basically, as you guys are shooting arrows and stuff, she's just standing there, has her scimitars, and she's scanning and looking,
Right.
trying to see if anything's going on. So, okay. All right, so back to Three Toes.
I'm going to stealth
Okay.
and head that way.
Okay.
Not quite make that bush there, about right there, I guess.
Now, keep in mind, this grass is kind of tall. So, like, if you actually go into the crouch, you know, the row crouch, where you're basically just your bottom half of your legs are kind of going and your thighs are kind of parallel with your torso sort of jazz, you're basically covered by this grass. Okay? So the grass is basically around 3 feet in height. Okay? All right. Winded.
Is that it for Three Toes?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I should have checked. Are you done there, Three Toes?
Yeah, I think I will, I'll stop there.
Okay.
I don't want to go any further.
With a small annoyed frown that he missed so badly the first time, he is reloaded his crossbow and is firing at that one.
All right. Let's see it.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
Wow.
you hit it. It's dead.
Oh, wow. Okay, great.
I'm pretty sure you did. Here, let me just double check instead of. I don't want you to totally steal the giant rat's thunder.
Nice.
Yeah, that hits it.
Sweet. Okay.
And you did how much?
13.
Yeah, it's dead.
Cool. All right. He's just going to stay where he is and start reloading.
Okay. Raleigh.
So Raleigh sees him running off, and he just thinks it's over. He sheaths his sword and kind of has he's still holding his shield, but it's like down at his side.
Okay.
And starts walking forward. He's like, "See, guys, I told you this is nothing." But I'm sick of trail rations. So anybody who's hungry for rat?
Oh my god.
And,
We literally like took cheese and like a bunch of other like
Yeah.
shit when we left the town like less than a
Yeah.
day ago.
Yeah. But that shit's not fresh, man.
Yeah.
So I get to right about here. I figure with a double move. Do I see anything as I approach?
There's the dead body of the first giant rat that was killed.
Okay.
That was right
Fresh meat. Pick it up.
there. It is.
Yep.
Okay. Norjor.
Yeah, Nordger is obviously aware that there's magic and some weird business going
And
around. So
as you start getting further away, okay, Jenna actually, Psst, Norjor, get your ass back over here. I don't need you all roaming all over the damn place. Okay.
yeah, and so Nordger is going to ignore Jenna because he doesn't think very highly of her, and he's going to just keep on going this way. just keeping an eye out. If he sees any animals, he will try to speak to them.
Well, there's rats over here, man.
Yeah, no, animals that aren't coming out of a magical bush.
Okay, all right.
And yeah, he's just going to. He'll have a. I'll travel normal distance, held action to attack if I have to. Something comes up to me.
All right. All right, so we're just going to go on to. All right, that would be Silverwolf.
I say, I guess to Wyndon and Jenna, because they're the closest to me. I said, do either of you also think it's weird that rats are coming out of a magical bush?
Yeah, but I don't know nothing about no damn magic, and who knows what the hell that's all about.
I mean, my only concern is, I don't know that I need to lose any more arrows firing into a bush, but I'm more concerned about who set this trap and who it's for.
I don't even think this is a trap. This looks stupid. I mean, who the hell's going to do this? I say we go up there and check it out and see what it's about, and then keep on keeping on. I mean,
ladies first.
Wyndon just says,
all right.
And he's continuing his crossbow loading.
If you're that much of a pussy, I'll go up there and do it myself. It's all right. Now, come on, you can follow me.
I'll follow her.
I'll protect you from the big bad rats. Don't you worry. You too, Wyndon. Bring yourself on.
Wyndon is just like, remember how we were supposed to hold the line?
The line's over here now with 3 toes. Okay, so at that time, if nobody's shooting at those other rats that...
I will be. I'm going to keep shooting at them.
Oh, my God.
All right.
How many arrows do you have?
The rat double moves and goes in, and you don't see it. It went into one of these other bushes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So
there's.
I mean, there's plenty of cover here for them. I mean, the reason you guys saw them is because the fact that they're so freaking big, you know. But even when you were seeing them, what you were seing is basically the top of the head and their back and their tail.
You know, I should have asked this question before when they were coming out of the bush. What is their size compared to the bush they were coming out of?
Oh, the bush is a lot bigger.
Okay.
Yeah, there was enough there to conceal them. Let's put it that way. Okay.
So there's no visible ones left, is what you're saying.
Currently, no.
Okay, well, he will reluctantly, very reluctantly, he has his crossbow ready. He will slowly follow Jenna and Silverwolf.
Got a little bit of a strut. He's like, that's right. I fucked up. Is that basically what I'm hearing? Okay. That's all good.
If he can't see him, he would keep shooting.
Yeah. Okay, so at that point, then Jenna keeps walking, and then she'll get to right about here. And I take it. First of all, I'm gonna drop it out of a niche. We'll still keep the same niches for right now. Okay. But Raleigh, what were you doing with the dead rat? Are you going to start skinning it and whatever?
So I get over to the rat and I go to pick it up and I'm like, I actually don't know what to do with this.
You don't pick it up. To keep in mind, this is like the size of a Saint Bernard. It's big.
Right.
I mean,
Picks up part of it, grabs it by its tail.
Raleigh only seems dainty. He's actually he picks it up.
Okay, so he picks up this big ass fucking rat in his arms.
Yeah, just by the tail. Just. Okay. And it doesn't starts to anyway. Like kind of by the tail and picks up a little bit, and then he puts it back down. He's like, I actually don't know what to do here.
I'll appear beside him and skin it and gut it for him. Pay close attention. I'll only show you this once.
So basically, what happens
works on all mammals. By the way, it doesn't matter if they're 2-legged, 4-legged. Same process, same procedure.
All right. So, are you guys
about this bush? By the way,
following Jenna over?
Oh yeah, I am.
Okay. I'm like.
I'm gonna put my bow away and take out my short swords also in the process.
Which was the original rat bush? Was it this one?
Yeah, that's
okay. Yeah.
Rat bush prime.
Yeah.
So he's gonna get about here and then just be holding his crossbow at the ready.
Gotcha. Norjor, you just still like making it all the way around the camp, or I shouldn't say camp, the area.
Yeah, no, Nordor is like basically doing like straight diagonal walking, like keeping an eye out around things and looking for other animals and just being one with nature. He doesn't really see the merit in attacking random animals.
Surprisingly, Nordor, there's no other real animals around here.
Yep.
Okay, so that having been said, now this basically is a crater in the ground. You guys can see it now. You're up there close enough. And you guys can see that there's actually a little glow from the inside of it still. But more importantly, is posted right there in the ground is a sign. It's like a wooden sign nailed to like a wooden pole and shoved into the ground.
What does it say?
We'll go up there.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. This is I put on my reading glasses and I look at
Okay, so you go up there, and as you go up, you can notice that painted on the sign, it says, and yes, I'm totally swiping this from a movie. It says, there can be only one.
Why? Why can't there be two?
Oh, man. I don't know.
Giants cannot defeat me.
And can I see what's in the
In the crater?
Yeah.
Yes. Because basically all that vegetation is burned off from around there. In the crater is a humanoid form, burned really bad.
Is it that big, or is it regular human size?
No, that big.
Jesus Christ.
So it's now keep in mind it's more Nordjor size than, because Nordjor's big. He's like, you're what, 10 feet, right?
No, I'm closer to 8 feet.
Okay, he's closer to 8 feet. So this guy is a little bit taller.
A little bit bigger.
Yeah, a little bit taller than what Nordjor would be.
This guy's like 15 feet tall, or?
No, he's about 9 to 10 feet tall.
Oh shit! I've got a.
He's smoking. So that fire that's on there, there's not really on fire. He's just kind of
smoldering at this point.
Smoldering, and the ground around it is smoking from where all the vegetation in that area had been burned off.
And I can't see anything else. He's probably lying on whatever was down in that crater to begin with. Can I tell what kind of being this was?
Can you tell what?
What kind of creature this was?
It's burned really bad, but go ahead and give me a roll.
Nature?
Be a good roll for that. Yeah, why don't we go ahead and roll nature on that?
Okay. 16.
It's some sort of giantkin.
That's what I thought. I mean, based on the size.
Because of the size, yeah, and that's the number one reason you're going to think that.
Does anybody have a rope? I've got a rope. I tie the rope around.
Jenna comes over. She's standing next to you. Huh. Well, that's just something you don't see every day.
Yeah, so don't get too close. I'm going to try something. I tie a rope. I think he was fine until he went into this crater. I'm going to tie a rope around my waist.
She looks around. She goes, it looks to me like he was the center of some kind of massive explosion.
Say, well, let's take a look. Do me a favor. Hold on to the other end of this rope.
All right.
I said, Raleigh, you too.
So yeah, Raleigh comes up, and he just pokes his head and he goes, Nordjor, I think we found your cousin.
Nordjor, you hear that? Because he screams it.
Yeah, Nordjor just thinks Raleigh's fucking with him, like Raleigh typically does. And he like gives a little like chuckle. He's like, because he enjoys Raleigh's antics. and he chuckles and he nods at Raleigh at the distance, and just keeps plodding along.
Okay.
I look over, actually, and I'm like, hey, son, get over here. We're skinning rats, remember? Damn.
Oh, yeah, right, sorry.
He thought you were having a real nice father-son moment.
Okay, but I'll make a point to wait to leave to go back to Three Toes until after Silverwolf is going down into the pit, and I'm supposed to be holding onto the rope with Jenna.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna sheath my sword, so I've got 2 hands free, and take a step. First, I'm just gonna put my hand down there to see if it bursts into flames.
So, as in, put your hand down there. How?
Like I'm gonna sort of get down as if I'm sort of
Go
hands and
just-
knees as I'm gonna climb down. But before I
you're not
turn
pursuing the
backwards, I'm just
flames.
gonna sort of lean in,
Yeah.
holding.
No, you're fine.
All
You're
right,
fine.
then I'm gonna.
It's a little bit warmer in there, you know. I mean,
Well, yeah, because the
yeah.
smoldering giant.
yeah. I mean, you guys, the time of year, this is late summer, and I don't know right off the top of my head what they call that month or period of time in Greyhawk. I'd have to look it up. But
This is
So-
actually the time of year that is my birthday. If anyone wants to buy me a present, Silver Wolf, I mean, not Adam. Adam's
sure,
birthday's in March. If you want to buy me a present.
Wyndon is watching this whole thing thinking this is a bit of a folly, but he's got his crossbow ready to cover anything that happens.
I just want to figure out what this trap is, even if I have
Why?
to go, even I have to trip it myself.
What is the? Do you think there's treasure there or something? Because
I don't even
if,
care about
if it's just
treasure.
a trap, like
wait. Nordger's not here.
No, I'm asking out of character. I'm just curious because
Yeah, no, Silverwolf doesn't even care
we're
about
literally
treasure.
if we're in a dungeon and we saw a pit trap, no one would just walk into the pit trap because they want to experience the trap, right? So I just okay, maybe not no one, maybe everyone but Silverwolf. It's possible that I'm just trying to understand why Silverwolf is so enamored with this particular trap.
Because I want to figure out. I think that it's one of Ayuza's tricks, and I want to
Jenna
figure it out.
Jenna seems to be very interested about this too, and she's all about helping you. It's like, I ain't never seen anything like that before.
Yeah, I don't trust her any further than I can throw her, which could be quite a ways. But
So I'm gonna start climbing down.
She's like, and as you start climbing down, she whispers, "The only thing I've ever seen that size was a fiend." Okay, so you start climbing down.
That's interesting. Now I'm even more interested.
So, you know, it's not like super deep. You can just walk in.
Oh. Then I do that.
Okay.
So it doesn't
might
look
I
so
suggest
weird.
you keep the rope on you?
Yeah,
way
yeah,
you
no,
can
I still
pull
have
up
the
to your
rope.
charge
Yeah.
remains?
Yeah.
Jenna just assumed that you put the rope around you so that she could pull you back real
Well,
quick
that
if
was true,
something
but I
happened.
also thought I had to climb down. I thought it was
No,
too
no,
far.
you don't have to. No, basically, what ends up happening is the bottom where that guy's at is just maybe like a foot and a half lower in the ground than the top.
Okay.
So that's not.
All right,
Okay.
I climb down there and
Mhm.
try to get a better look at the charred carcass.
Yeah, it is burned really bad. It's like a piece of meat that was left on the grill way too long, and it's like that caked black, blackness sort of thing. It was wearing what appears to be some sort of plate mail armor, which seems to be dented and discolored, but still retains shape and seems to be functional.
Now, are the dents? Where are the dents? Does it look like somebody hit this thing into this crater, or does it look like it was dented because he fell from someplace and created the
It's on
crater?
his chest and he's on his back.
Okay. Huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
The armor still looks serviceable, even though it is blackened and discolored.
Yeah, but it's huge.
Yes, it is very big.
So,
It's way bigger than any of you guys could be wearing, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
I want to just take a look around, see maybe.
Give me an investigation.
Yeah. Not so great at investigation. 13.
All right. So what are you looking for?
I'm looking for something like under him, sort of, or around him, where he would have gone into this place.
No,
Um,
you don't really see anything like that.
then I'm gonna take a look at him and just see if I can figure out what, like I don't like. Maybe I can see if I have an idea of what could have dented the armor, if it looked like a weapon, if it looked like an animal.
There's a weapon under there, so when you're looking at him, you look
Okay.
underneath and whatnot, there is a large morning star that is essentially underneath him.
It looks like a regular, like a morning star, but for somebody his size.
Yes, so it would be like a mall version
Right.
of the morning star for
Jeez, all right.
who wanted to use the said thing.
It sounds pretty cool. I don't think I could use it, but
there's aside from his other accoutrements and whatnot, again his boots are discolored and burned and scorched, but serviceable looking, and he has a ring.
well, I'm gonna.
Everything else, like you could tell that there is probably a cloak on him at one time.
Right.
There's a lot of ashes and debris left over from stuff that was on him that had burned up.
So the only thing interesting enough that may be useful could be that ring, or how big could I wield that giant morning star?
Sure,
Or does
good.
it-
You have proficiency in martial weapons, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it'd be just like wielding them all. It'd be a two-handed item.
I might hold on to it just in case, because all of my other weapons are all finesse. But
Right.
As you lug around this gigantic.
Totally.
I
I think the guy who should be using it is looking for chipmunks. I'm just saying.
he doesn't seem like the mall type.
Yeah, he's not.
And I'm gonna take the ring.
Okay, the ring slides off, no problem.
It's obviously
Closer-
too big for any of my fingers.
I don't know. You can try to put it on.
Ah, this is a tough one.
This is the D&D conundrum.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I mean, he bursts into flames. I've already lost my soul. I'm just gonna put it on. I'm gonna.
Okay, you put it on, and guess what? It shrinks to your finger.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
And I
Give me
don't
a
burst
saving-
into flames. I hope.
Oh, give me a wisdom saving throw, though.
A saving throw. What kind? Wisdom.
Yeah.
Thank you, Adam.
17.
Okay, you make it. That is good. Not a problem. What happens is you take the ring, it slides off of this guy's hand. Easy, it's like, because the hand's all charred and discolored and whatnot. And as you're taking it, you're like rubbing off all that soot and blackness just comes right off. And it appears to be like some sort of a platinum-like signet ring. And you take it and you slide it on, and it sucks right up and fits fine. And as soon as it does that, your eyes go blank, and you're like, you have a multitude of flashbacks in split seconds, so fast that you really don't know what they are. You see, like, they're like super quick, as in, like, there was an arm, that was a hand, there was some fire, that's darkness, and then there was light, and there was a torch, and nothing that you can piece together. And then it stops and it leaves you woozy.
Huh.
The signet of the ring is a stylized, it's a circle with a stylized K in it that is connected to the circle.
Dude, I don't have any idea what that is. Do I?
All right, what is that? You start getting pulled up out of there by the
hey! I'm not done down here.
Come on out.
Any idea what this is? And show her the ring.
That's platinum, man. That's gorgeous.
Yeah, a platinum ring. It's a platinum.
Yeah, there's something wrong with it. It
Okay.
I'll take it.
Wait. At that time, basically now that you guys are all there sitting and talking, there is like it's like a sonic wave that is visible through the air. And as it does that, the Norjor, you in particular, where you're at, that magical sensation that you were sensing, it's gone. Three Toes, you, as you're elbow deep in rat gut, you get the idea. It's like, all right, the trap was sprung. Okay. All right. So what happens now? Yeah, let me go in here and do some quick things right quick. I got that. Start appearing around you are a bunch of humanoids. They just seem to be appearing out of nowhere.
Oh boy.
I
And
yell out a warning just in case nobody else is aware.
they are dark blue skinned, with orange eyes, and they have rats with them. And actually, right there next to you, Three Toes, are two of them. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to roll initiative for these guys. Actually, I don't know why I'm doing that. Let me pull out their thing. Hold on a second. All right, I'm going to my monsters. There they are. That's the wrong one.
Do we keep the same initiative we had earlier?
Your same initiative. I'm not going to screw you guys over with that. I'm cool. All right,
Yeah, mine
so
stunk.
there's their initiative. Which they got a 15.4. Let me go ahead and stick them in. I'm just going to make it 15. Nobody else got a 15. And I shall descend the order again. Okay, so basically that happens. Three Toes, you get to go first. There's two of these guys standing like right next to you. And they don't get the drop on you. You have a feeling that whatever this magic was that was hiding them and whatnot, it gives them like a split second of delay before they actually go into action, which takes away any of the surprise they had on you. That like dispersing that magical sound wave that rippled through the area was enough to notify you that, oh, there's something coming, and then you see these two guys right here. They are goblin size, a little bit smaller than goblins, because like a good hefty goblin could get up to about 4 feet. These guys are all roughly around 3 feet tall, so they're roughly around halfling size. Yes.
All right.
And we've never seen something like this before?
I don't know. Give me anybody who would like to try, give me a nature roll.
I will. Oh, yeah. I just wasted a natural 20 on that, but...
Sure did. Three Toes has no idea. Wyndon, you don't have an idea. Silverwolf knows. Actually, Nordjor, you're not familiar. You know what? I take it back. Nordjor.
I love how Raleigh critted with got a 19.
Yeah. Okay, so the three who know, Silverwolf, and you know just from being a ranger and being in the area, and the fact that there are tribes of these guys in the Tangles. These are Zvarts.
Zvarts?
Raleigh, you know, because for one reason or another, your dad told you about these guys.
Okay.
And according to your dad, these are either extraplanar beings or they were evil gnomes that had been over years transformed into these sort of things. So, hold on a sec. Can you guys hear that buzzing going on here? Okay, I'm going to go close a window because somebody's trimming a bush at this time of night. So, I'll be good night.
What better time to do yard work? That bush has been keeping me up for 30 years.
Okay, I'm back. My neighbor decides that, 8 o'clock at night, it's a really good time to start trimming the bushes right the fuck outside my window. Thanks. Appreciate that. All right.
Maybe thought it was one of those magical bushes full of giant rats.
Rats, yeah, probably. Okay, so Silverwolf, you know about these guys because they have, like I said, they have tribes in the Tangles. They're usually not very aggressive, and they generally don't ever go after larger prey, especially humans in human size. So elves, humans, those guys they're out. Actually, Nordjor, you actually, regardless of your role, you know about these guys because they exist in the Tangles. And they're nasty, mean, just dirty kind of beings, you know. So they're bad deal. And actually, Silverwolf, you do know that they're, for whatever reason, they're kind of native to the areas in and around the Bandit Kingdoms. They're not like found in, you know, throughout Greyhawk. So that primarily in these areas. Okay.
Yeah, I just yell out, these are bad dudes, but they usually don't attack, you know, people our size. There's something going on here.
Unless they have the numbers.
Well, they've got the numbers, it appears.
Okay, so that being said, so that was done. All right, so I'm sorry, Three Toes, it is your turn. What were you going to do?
Well, I'm already holding this dagger and this rat, so I just take a quick step this way.
Okay.
Plunge my dagger into one of them.
All right.
So
It's
a
dead.
17. And then I will just simply disengage as my bonus action. And go back to about here-ish.
Yeah.
Okay. He died. You just walk up, funk, and he died. He's dead. Okay.
And I yell out, they fall pretty easy. Just watch out, there's got to be something else around here.
Okay. Wyndon.
Wyndon just sort of sighs I told you so to himself, and then he's just gonna fire at this one here.
You don't yell out something at everybody, letting them know how they were being foolish and ignoring?
Not yet. That's not strategic yet.
Okay, cool.
I doubt that hits, but
Let's see. I was just looking something up right quick. I'm not sure. It might. No, it does not. Okay.
Wyndon thinks Wyndon's not having a good day. He just frowns a bit and starts reloading his crossbow, and he might actually step a bit back. Yeah, move my guy. Here we go.
All right, Raleigh.
So Raleigh looks to the north and he sees like a dozen of these little blue fuckers, and he looks to the south and he sees even more, and he just kind of panics a little bit and pulls out his sword and shield and just kind of steps in close to Jenna and holds his action.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Jasper.
She did save him that day.
She did.
So, all right. Oh, here's something which could be changed to farts now if I wanted to. All right. So at this point in time, I'm just going to do something. Oh, yeah. There they come.
Actually, can I change my, instead of taking readying my action, I'm just going to take the dodge action.
Okay. See what I did over there,
Yes.
Wyndon?
No, what?
He gave you a horde.
You might want to
Oh,
look on the
fabulous.
map. You might
Yeah,
wanna look
okay,
on the map.
great. Cool. All right.
What's going on?
More showed up.
Oh.
You can't every word me for being cautious, huh? All right, that's fine.
Hey, let's put it this way. It worked. You're not over here where the most of them are at.
Yeah. Sure.
Norjor, did you see what I just dropped over by you?
One or two.
Yes.
6.
There's a couple. Okay. So that's those guys that there. This guy right here, seeing how that he was alone and his buddy just got killed, he actually starts running over this way, and he actually is going to chuck a rock at Raleigh.
Who is dodging?
That's right, so it'll be with disadvantage.
Okay, here it comes. And that's a miss. So the rock just goes swinging over there. I guess what I should say, it wasn't Rocky. It is a Rocky Slingja, is what it is. These guys are coming in. They have rats with them. And they are all going to sling. So I'm doing twos. So since I've got 3 of you there. Let's see. It's slash R. How do I do this again? The roll is an R slash.
It's slash R
Slash
space, and then however many numbers of dice you want, like 2d6 or whatever.
Okay, 1d3. There we go. That do it? No, obviously I didn't. Oh, yeah, it did.
Yep,
So
it did.
Okay, so Raleigh, you're going to have 2 more coming at you.
It's good. I prepared for this.
Okay, so
They both miss.
You both miss. All right, then we're going to. Oops. Helps if I do a D. All right. And then we're going to see who's the other one's going to get 2. Okay, so these are coming at Jenna.
That's the first time we rolled a D3 and got something other than a 3.
Yeah.
Both of those miss. All right, so now we're going to have, let's see, how far is this here? Excellent. Okay, so these guys are going to all come in on you, Silverwolf. This rat, I'm going to put over there. These guys are coming. So you got 3 of these guys got upon you. So let's see here. They have short swords with them.
1 hits,
16.
I think. Oh, 16 hits.
Okay, so there's 5. There's 8 points of damage done to you there. Okay, these guys close in. Their rats close in. These guys close in. Okay, and then these guys are coming up this way. And that guy was dead. Okay. And those guys, Fury was their move. Okay, so that is them. Silverwolf.
All right, well, I'm holding my new maul already. So
Hope it was worth it.
no, it doesn't seem to be. So now I can just hit one of these things with this giant maul, right? If I swung this thing at this guy, there's no way I could just knock him into him, which would then knock.
A la
knock
Three
into
Stooges,
him.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's put it this way. You give me a la crit, and then we'll talk.
All right, let's see. Nope.
Yeah. You can't even hit one.
It's
This
hard
thing's
to
so
lift. It's
big and-
heavy.
Yeah, it's big and unwieldy, and you're like, oh my god.
I'm used to the
All
short
right.
swords.
All right. Norjor.
Yeah, Norjor's gonna.
The chipmunk comes up from out of the bush and goes, hey, buddy, run.
Norjor looks at a glance back. He doesn't really know exactly what they were doing back there because he wasn't watching, but he figures someone did something stupid, so he just sighs and starts walking towards these people over here. He'll thunder wave these 5.
Oh, I thought you were going to go talk to him. I was about to. He's like,
No, you said that I knew that they're evil
Yeah,
and nasty. If
yes,
they're
you
evil and
did.
nasty, I'm going to fight them, but we didn't have to.
Yeah, you know for a fact if they had enough upper hand on you, you would get no mercy from these guys. Okay, so which you're gonna do these 1, 2, 3, 4? Yeah, okay. So
5.
just this guy on the bottom here will escape, and it is a dex save, correct?
Con.
Con save. Okay. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like the last 2, because your DC's what?
13.
Is
So,
13.
yeah.
Well, actually, that's 3. So
3 saved, yeah.
Okay, so that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and Those first two just get turned to pudding, because that's enough damage, I'm sure, regardless. Go ahead. You did 9 points.
So it's 4 to the remaining 2.
Or to the remaining...
Sorry, for the remaining 3.
Okay, I just want to double-check something here. Okay, cool. So, you said 4, right? Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Counts down.
Get off of that. Okay. All right, so that's that. Did you have anything else you were doing?
No, not really. No, I'm going to. I guess I'll basically just like run to them and be pretty much. Nordor's like essentially pouting at this point. He's like, this is. It's not that he, he's not that he doesn't think they're a threat or whatever, but he's just like, oh my god, I hate dealing with these idiots.
So is this my life now?
These idiots, and you're talking about your party.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm talking about the smarts, but I am also talking about my party. Yeah. Like they've never seen a trap before.
Okay. All right. So, 3 toes.
Oh, let's see here. Yeah, I'll run down there. I run down here and attack this guy that's closest to me there with my dagger in hand. Miss badly.
Ooh, yeah,
Disengage as my bonus action, and run back over here and get back into that bush. I'm not really hiding, but I'm getting cover from it.
Gotcha. All right.
Other than my, passive stealth, which is still 18, so or 17,
right.
Whatever it is.
Wyndon.
Okay, he knows even weak things can be dangerous in large numbers, so he's going to start with cast Magic Missile.
All right.
And so it's going to be it's going to be 1 dart here, 1 dart here, and 1 dart here. So the front 3 from his perspective.
Okay. Okay.
So the first one would take 4 damage, the second would take 2, and the third one up near the bush would take 5.
Okay.
And then he will go. Yeah, about here.
Okay.
Raleigh. So Raleigh's he's turtled up and he's looking everybody around and he kind of just starts to get that itch and he sees them all clustered and it's just too good to pass up. And he casts Dragon's Breath, but if I can play with it a little bit, he spits fire onto the blade of his glaive and is twirling it like a fire dancer as he approaches these 5 here. And then just breathes it out and hits them all with fire, Dragon's Breath.
Okay, so you have now. I'm just trying to keep this straight. You're going to be wielding a glaive, because that means you will not have your shield. Glaive is 2-handed. Okay, just making sure.
Yes.
All right, cool.
My regular AC is 16 right now.
Okay.
So 5 of them need to make a dex save or take 11 damage, half on a successful save. DC is 13.
It's dex, you say, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's pretty good. So basically, you just walked up and you just obliterated. I hope this doesn't. Yeah, it deleted you. Drop your token back there. Sorry.
That's okay.
You basically just ran up.
Himself for the greater good.
Yeah.
And all these parts just light up.
Wyndon saw this and is a little bit jealous.
And then with his bonus action, can he flourish the blade towards these 4 and just tell them to flee?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Go ahead. Give it to me. You going to try to do an actual intimidation with it?
Yeah.
All right, give me a roll. Actually, it works. It works really well. These guys actually start running on their turn. Actually, let me see. I'll put.
Excellent. Those Menensing lessons are paying off.
I'm classically trained.
This is what I want. Okay. We're just going to go that. They're scared.
As well, they should be. They were next.
Right? Okay. Silver Wolf. Silver Wolf. Silver Wolf.
I mean, I'm gonna try my maul again. give it another go. Now that
Okay.
I have the get a bit better feel for the weight of it.
Let's go to the ball.
14.
That hits. That hits.
So that was against this guy. So it's only 8 because he didn't get hit before. I don't think.
Okay.
Just so you know, you're attacking with the island of Maui. So
Yeah.
that's pretty impressive.
And this actually.
You know what? I'm keeping that.
I'm going to have you roll a different damage. If it's less, you can keep the 8 though. So what I need you to roll is roll 2 d6s and add 1 in addition to whatever you roll.
Oh.
I think you're starting to understand what that thing is.
Yeah.
If I say that.
2d6 plus 1.
Yeah. Okay, so then we'll stick with the 8.
But I'm gonna change it on my sheet then.
There you go. Okay.
Cool.
All right. So, which one did you hit? Just
The
one, right?
in the end.
That guy right there?
Yes.
Okay. He's dead. Dead. Okay.
Oh, that's not right. All right, that's it for me.
All right. Norjor.
Yeah. I mean, there's still a couple of these here, right?
Did I skip over them? I don't remember you had them doing anything to you after you went over.
They
No,
only
they did,
hit,
yeah.
they hit me
They hit me.
once. I don't think they did it again.
Okay. All right. No, that's cool. Go ahead.
Okay.
They were
What, you
they
sure?
were
You can-
stunned
Yeah.
by Raleigh's vicious fire attack.
Yeah. In the grand scheme of things, trust me, this is not designed to kill you guys if you didn't notice. So, all right, go.
Right. Okay. I guess I'll move here and Thunder Wave again while just cursing them in Giant and just being like, stupid, ugly blue motherfuckers.
Yeah. They get turned into paste, too. We don't even need to roll any more on that. All right. Because I know what your minimum is on that different trap, so it's going to do it. All right. 3 toes.
Oh, I'll pop out, run over here, attempt to take one of them out.
Okay.
11.
That actually misses. They're a little bit on the nimble side.
And I just disengage and go back to hanging out in my bush.
3 Toes is already set up like a TV, a couch.
All right. Wyndon.
I'll just fire at this guy and hopefully hit him.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Yay!
There you go.
Nice bolt right through him. He dies.
And yeah, I'll I don't know how fast they are. I'll just scoot a little bit closer in here. Okay, that's it.
Okay. Their turns. On their turns, there is a horn. There's one sounds, and then another one sounds, and then another one sounds. And all of these guys, all these Varts here, stop what they're doing and look up. And their heads pop down. Because don't forget, this is tall grass. So basically, all you guys were really seeing of these guys were these pointy ears and from their nose above. So you saw them coming through the grass at you and stuff like that, right? Okay, but they all like look up and they all start turning tail and start running. Yeah, so these guys are gonna head on out. And as they go, they're gonna start melting into that tall grass. Is anybody going to try and follow these guys? Is what I need to know.
Are they scattering like 360? It looks like they're scattering
Yeah,
to the wind.
they're scattering. They're bolting out, getting into the grass, and running their asses off.
I'm
They
more
are
interested in
basically
what's blowing that horn.
Yeah.
Can I tell what direction that's coming from?
because essentially what happens is they like the only two, like these guys right here next to you, Silverwolf. Those are the only two that effectively didn't just disappear.
Can I get a attack of
Yes.
opportunity against them?
Yes, you can.
Just because I don't like them, so I'm going to use Maui, my Maul,
There you go. That's
and
name.
miss again. The weight of this thing is just so.
Yes.
It takes some getting used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Raleigh doesn't put two and two together with the horn, and
Okay.
he thinks they're all fleeing because he told them to. So he just
Gotcha.
turns around with this very like self-satisfied, like, "You're welcome. I did it. It was me."
That's so true. All right. Anybody else?
I'm not going to try to follow them, but I will try to figure out if I can tell where the horn's coming from.
Yes, actually, the horn is coming from the west. You guys came from the east. It's coming from the west.
Does it? Would I have noticed if it was a like one of like the IU's forces, that type of horn, or is it something I don't recognize?
No, it's nothing that you recognize.
Okay,
Let's put it this way: it's nothing that you recognize from your battles with the Iusians.
got it.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Norjor, are you still hanging out way up there, away from everybody else? Are you coming down?
Yeah, I mean, no, Nordr's not coming down. He's gonna keep walking this way. He's like, he'll shout over, and just be like, "What?"
Don't forget, Jenna kind of yelled at you to come down here.
Yeah, I don't care what Jenna says. Since when have I listened to Jenna? She's
Okay, all right, no, that's
she's
fine.
been rude, and to me, ever since we met, she's talked shit about my home. Like, Nordr's very proud of the Tangles. Like, he's not gonna deal with some an ignorant human who's gonna like shit talk when they like. Effectively, he wanted to fight IUs, and these guys like basically pissed him off and try to enslave him in some way, so he would do what he wanted to do and was going to do anyways. So he has like very poor feelings about her and everyone who she's involved with.
Not a problem, sir. I completely understand that. All right.
Surprisingly, I'm going to hide in this bush. I got a 21.
Is it the same bush or a different bush?
Same one.
Are you covering yourself with the inevitable giant rat droppings that are
He's got
little
buddy
camouflage?
Okay, so before we get into this next part, before we continue on, I'm going to have you guys, we're going to take a break. We'll take a quick 5. So anybody needs to refresh any drinks, go to the bathroom, what have you. And we will be right back very quickly to pick up and see what the hell the horns were and why were there a bunch of little scribbly little punks and maybe what was in that crater. Who knows what's going on, but we'll be back in just a little bit.
All right, see you in a few.
watch me eat for all.
Yeah, I was eating my dinner like trying to bed down and eat. So I was just like, ah.
And on that note, we're back. Welcome back,
Hey!
everybody.
Welcome back. Welcome
Timing
back.
is everything.
Yes, talking about how to hide from eating.
Now I'm
Keep you guys
hungry.
from seeing it. I know, right? I have pretzels in front of me, but I can't chew on those yet because they're. Okay, so basically, what happens is that the Svarts, they bolt, they get down, get in the grass, they start humping their way out, effectively disappear. As soon as those horns go off, that tall grass hides them immediately, and you guys see basically over the crest of a low hill, not too far away, just this. A mass of soldiers come out. Now it's not like, especially you, Silverwolf, because you were fighting with Earl Renault with the Tangles and stuff like that against the Iusians. So you were in some larger scale combat. I don't think any of the other guys were though. Definitely not Norwich. So this is like a smaller. It's not an army or anything by any sorts, but this is definitely a large detachment of soldiers. And you can sort of see, I couldn't find anything that had horseback guys. You see the guys with the yellow shields there, and then this guy right here with the red cloak right there.
Yeah.
Okay, those are mounted knights. All right. All these guys here are dressed uniformly. Pretty much have chain or leather. They all have pot helms on. Have a tabard over them that's white with black trim. There is an emblem upon the chest that is of a full moon of silver and a crescent moon of black. The other knights are pretty much the same way, except they're in plate and white with black trim, except for the dude with the red cloak. Okay, it's not really a red cloak. This guy is sitting upon a, you can't tell if it's a black or a white horse, but whichever color it seems to be full, and because whatever the other, one half of it is white and one half of it is black. It's like right down the middle. The guy who's sitting upon the horse itself is one half of him is the clothes and the armor and whatnot is in black and has white trim. The other side is white is black with white trim. You know, it's the opposite of each other. So it's like he's split right down the middle. He's like polar opposites. Okay. And he has a full helm on, and he's riding this massive warhorse. These guys are coming up. They all have weapons drawn, but they're not showing as if they're taking any kind of hostile action towards you guys. Okay. Generally, someone goes, God damn it, I was hoping we could avoid running into any of these dim right sons of bitches. But apparently that's not going to happen.
I'll step forward, and as part of my background, I've got a symbol of my military rank as a scout for Lord Renault's army. And I walk up and I show that, and I don't look happy showing it. It brings up a lot of bad memories for me, but I figure it might help in this situation. And I say, ho there, I'm a scout for Lord Renault's army. We're here on official business. How can we help you?
And I'm going to improvise and use one of the props that I've used in tabletop role playing for a long time. I highly recommend other people to get a hold of a old used Pringle can.
But where could you find one?
I think I could be wrong.
This
but
is
I'm
where we
pretty
need a
sure,
sponsor, by the
way. So true, so true. And you hold it up and says, "I'm a scout from Earl Renault." Is what you're trying to tell him?
Yep.
Yep.
That means nothing here, Dimray. Put it away! Who are you? State your names and put your weapons away now.
See how that works? Isn't that
That's
awesome?
pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
And wait, I gotta do it.
Hold on, is this my father?
Yeah, it is. No, your father's Tomar. It
Yeah.
looks like I'm sucking on a
I
pipe.
don't know what it looks
I'm
like.
sucking on-
It's, you're
Yeah.
gonna have the
Oh,
cops
yeah.
at your door pretty soon. Ah, well, you're in.
Yeah,
You're in a
it's all
state where
good.
it's legal.
That's true. That's true.
So
Okay.
Raleigh would put his glaive back on his back and bow very low. And it's like, Lord Checkerboard, the honor is all mine. But his glaive is still on fire. So his coat and his hair is starting to get singed. And he realizes he hats it out.
Yeah, and as I'm walking up and you do that, I take a step back so I'm not singed.
Excellent. Hey, Nordor, as all this stuff starts happening, because you heard these guys starting to come in. They're marching. You heard the horses. You definitely know that whatever was approaching, those weren't the Zvarts. So, are you going to remain out there on the edges, on the outskirts, or at this time are you going to try and come in a little closer?
I guess what Nordra would do with a bunch of humans that looks like army people is he would crouch down and I guess hide behind the shrubs since he doesn't want lots of humans to know as he exists. He's still not he's revealed himself to his party and his captors because he had no choice, but he's still not his job is not to be very noticeable, so he's just gonna hang out.
But also at the same time, your number one job was to do what? Find
IUs, yeah. I don't.
No, not find IUs. Find allies.
Right. Yeah.
Just point that out. You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. I'm just pointing that out because IUs, you know where the hell he's at. I mean, that's not the issue.
Oh, I didn't know that. I knew where IUs was at.
Yeah, everybody knows
IUs' location.
You know, well, yeah, it's not in the Bandit Kingdoms for one. He lives in his own kingdom. I mean, it's like you pretty much know where you could find him. You just start marching towards the capital of his empire at Doraska. I got to look at it to pronounce it correctly. And you would know where to go and get him. But you know for a while, you couldn't kill him. And your entire clan put together couldn't kill him. This guy's a demigod. Okay? So you're looking for allies to help kick his people out of your country, out of your forest. That's so.
Well, I guess Nordra has to get his soul back first because he's supposed to be a distraction right now. So, but I guess Nordra will take position in a nearby bush and he'll just watch and get a read on these people. He's not going to just any random, especially humans, since the vast majority of humans he's encountered have been scum. So he's not going to assume that.
Love it. Not a problem.
He's had some rough encounters.
I mean, I'd be offended, but
yeah,
you kind of.
I know he's not referring to me, so that's fine.
No. We all the guys that we've fought and mass murdered, including at that manor, if I need to remind you guys, were all also humans. I wasn't talking about our party. I was talking about we literally just keep on getting into fights with giant armies of humans, and they seem to just start picking fights with us. So Nordor doesn't trust them.
I don't blame you.
Those guards, yeah.
I don't trust them either.
All
so
right,
anyway, what did he ask? What are we doing?
Just give me a stealth roll real quick.
Sure.
Not a problem. Okay. No, what he told you was to put your weapons away.
Yeah, I don't really have anywhere to put this.
Go tuck it back under the burning giant.
I'll sort of put it down and rest my arm on it.
Okay.
Not in a threatening manner. I just don't have any. I can't. He said put him away.
Right.
So I can't really do that.
Jenna puts her scimitars back into the sheaths on her back. Okay.
Wyndon will essay as Lord Domino requests, and he'll sling his crossbow back.
Continuing to sling insults at me will be a surefire way to my retribution.
So, look, I assume you're part of the forces of Dimri?
I am Brother Hollister. I am a knight of Dimri. And I have come here to see what this smoke and explosion was in my territory, and I find you here, along with Svart. Very interesting.
Well,
State your business now, before I have my men put you all in chains.
Okay, all right.
Jenna goes, whoa, wait a minute, sugar. We're not with IUs. Actually, I'm Jenna Pine. Let's see if he knows who Jenna is, because she's got a rep.
Not that good of a one, apparently.
Oh, and see, you guys are gonna like this because he's gonna dress her down.
I could care less who you are, woman. You will do as told, or you will be killed.
Say, look,
Go ahead.
Say, look, man, we're all on the same side here. Our only goal is to, disrupt IU's plans. We were on our way to do that, and we encountered the same thing you did, which was this smoldering rock, and we looked like what we can see could be a giant or possibly a fiend, but not really sure what the issue is. And when we were examining what happened here, we were attacked by those Varts also. And believe me, I grew up and spent most of my life in the Tangles. I'm no fan of the Svarts.
Really interesting.
He rides a little bit closer. Do. He doesn't have any weapons drawn. And actually, he rides up right to you, Silverwolf. So he's looking down upon you.
I take it that you're in charge of this ragtag band.
Hey! Wait a minute.
He stops and he looks over at you.
Do you see the coat? All right. Clearly,
Yes.
anyone who can pull off this magnificent jack, I'm in charge. All right, you're talking to the wrong guy.
He looks at Silverwolf and then he looks at you and he goes,
Regardless, you will all come with me back to Camp Carson.
You can't just let us go and
Of
get out
course I can't let you go. You must undergo the question, which is quite painless, I can assure you. But if I deem you are a threat to Dimri, you shall all be executed.
You sure you can't just let us? I mean, we're not a threat. Like, save some time.
I will be the one who will decide that. Now, then,
I just look at
take
him.
their weapons.
I look at him and I say, look, we're happy to answer any questions you have. Said, IU's killed my wife and killed my son. I am on Dimri's side here.
I'll just look at Jen and be like, why did we go this way?
It's the quickest route. Sugar.
Well, not anymore, is
Let's
it?
put it this way. You know what? I think it's a great idea that we should just do as he asks and go with him.
Sure.
They're no friend to IU's either. And then that's when the knight pipes up and he goes,
Yes, but we do have an alliance with him currently.
Oh, that's good news.
Oh,
We
So-
knew that already, guys.
yeah, that doesn't
that
make me
wasn't
so happy.
information that we were told earlier.
Raleigh gets stern in a way that no one has seen to this point. He goes, I don't like your tone at all. I don't like your alliance with IUs. I don't like the cut of your jib. So what you're going to do is you're going to get off your horse, you're going to give it to me, and you're going to take your men and leave us be. And as he does that, he subtly casts Suggestion. And
really?
so the DC is 13.
oh, really? All right, let me
Oh,
go.
really?
Let me go ahead and pull up this guy. Hold There he is.
Roll low, please.
It is a wisdom save, correct?
It is, yeah, I believe.
He's probably good at those.
Oh, I'm scared.
He points.
Take that one first.
All right, that's when a bunch of these dudes start pulling. If you guys can count, there's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them.
You guys, and you're not going to survive that. I'll just tell you right now.
It's too many numbers.
No,
Yeah.
Well, Wyndon will definitely hand his crossbow and rapier over to whomever comes up to get them.
Jenna hands his stuff over as well.
All right. First, I hand over my maul. Then I take off my bow and my quiver of arrows.
All right, Ned.
Then I take out a short sword, another short sword. Then I take out a dagger and I hand it to him. I do not take out the dagger in my boot.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I have a longbow. I guess I give that to him too.
Yeah. They're just going to take whatever you give you. They don't actually even search you guys. And then they start leading you on. They fall into their ranks and start marching and whatnot, and they leave you guys to yourselves. You are flanked by the knights, the other knights, the ones that are regularly dressed, not as you call him, Mr. Domino. And you guys start.
Hollister or Alistair?
Hollister.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Brother Hollister.
That's what I wrote down. Just making sure.
You, sir, are correct. Okay, so starts leading you guys back. Start going through the countryside.
I don't reveal myself.
I figured as much. Same thing with Norjar. You guys can both follow. And here's the thing. Go ahead and give me stealth rolls for the follow. It's not going to be really hard to do. So basically what I'm looking at is don't fuck the pooch here.
Literally and figuratively, because that's not...
Three Toes has got no problem. So do you, Norjar. You guys are both able to... you can tell that they don't really seem all that concerned. They're not concerned about the Zvarts, even though they saw them. You know, he did leave a detachment of guys behind to pick up the body,
the big good stuff off it. So.
Body, and he and him and the other knights actually stood around it, talked for a while, cast some magic of some sort before you guys left. Okay. And all right, so then you guys are traveling. You travel on for about roughly 3 hours, and then in the distance you see some lights. As it's starting to get into early evening, lights starting to get a little bit low, and you see a fort actually in the distance. You get a little bit closer. It's mostly made of earthenworks. There is some wood, but not a whole lot. Mostly some palisade kind of like walls, but they're not like super tall or thick. It's like maybe the walls themselves are about 5 foot, but they're put upon an earthenwork up high. And they just ride you straight in, and this camp is it's a stationary camp. This isn't like a something that was just thrown together. There are a lot of tents still here, though, but there are actual buildings, wood buildings that are built and what have you. They lead you guys into a wooden shack. And close the door. It's got sacks of grain and what have you in there. They leave a lantern in there so it's not dark because there's no windows on the place. And they say, Basically, it's like a sergeant guy that puts you in there with a group of other guys and says, "Just waiting here. Brother Hollister will bring you to him in a little bit." And then they just leave, so you guys are inside there.
I guess 3 of us are. 4, including Jenna, right? The other guys are not.
Yeah. And Jenna's like, says, "Don't worry about it. Hopefully the Norjor and Three Toes followed us, but if anything, if they're smart, they'll still do what they're supposed to do. I hope Norjor's following us. I hope he doesn't try to go back to the Tangles and not meet up. That'd be bad."
It's the Norjor, by the way. Yeah, the first time. The Norjor. I said it wrong at first, too.
What do you expect them to do? Certainly not rescue us out of here.
No, not at all.
Well,
but
I don't hope so.
I don't expect us to be stuck inside this place either. Dimri might be a little bit strict and, long in the tooth with, a little bit too much goose stomping, but these fellas here, they hate Ayus just as much as everybody else.
Despite their alliance.
Yeah.
Alliance is not an alliance of mutual they're not going around stomping on people. It's a peace treaty is what it is more than anything else. They have agreed not to attack each other and to mutually defend each other against the forces of 10, which don't even really exist anymore, but more importantly, the Pale. The Pale wants Dimri back. That's the only reason that they're aligned. They're not going out crushing other people in the Bandit Kingdom for Ayus. So I'm sure once we answer all the questions, everything will be fine.
I'm just getting tired of being locked up.
I know, Sugar, I completely understand, but I figure, man, and especially y'all's situations, you'd be used to it by now, being brigands and rogue types. I'm joking.
Yeah,
I mean, this has been about half my life. She kind of got me.
Not mine. I actually stayed out of jail most of the time.
Yeah.
You'll have to tell me how you do that sometime.
Not get
Being
caught.
Intelligence.
Oh.
Well, work out. Think about, there's nothing good coming from that over there, and then not going there. That's what he does.
While we're sitting here, I show the ring again to all 3 of the other folks in here, and just say, anybody recognize this symbol?
What was the symbol again?
It was a circle with like a K inside.
That's right, a K. Yeah.
I'm assuming it's not the convenience store, but
You can sub
it was
Diet
like
Coke whenever you want.
the feed. It was his 5-year anniversary from the Circle K ring.
Well, it was the year that Bill and Ted used it as their time travel spot.
Oh, no doubt. Okay, who has history?
I don't think I do.
I have a history. I've been alive.
No, I don't have history.
Okay. If you do not have history, you got no clue.
And Jenna doesn't know?
Jenna has no clue.
I say when I put it on, I felt like I was getting flashbacks of something. Maybe what happened to this thing beforehand, right before he got obliterated and set on fire, or at least at some
point. I gotta
point.
say, Sugar, that was a real small thing to do. And she rolled her eyes.
Raleigh, do you have the ability to identify items? I know that some magic users can do that.
Oh, yeah, no, totally. So that's a ring.
Wait a minute. He's a magic user? Jenna asks him.
I'm not. I'm really not.
That's what I
think.
Things.
I can breathe fire, but it's not magic.
I've seen you. That's kind of like magic, actually.
Is it?
Well, it is. Just because it's magic doesn't make him a wizard. A wizard has to, study.
Right.
No offense, darling. I don't see Raleigh doing an awful lot of study.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, she's not wrong.
I actually do study.
But she's not wrong.
In fact, you'll see Wyndon just lean against the wall and take out a small book and start reading through it.
Show off.
All right, Three Toes, Nordra. You guys follow him. You see him get marched into this camp.
Well,
Are we aware of each other?
I was going to say, if you guys wanted to,
I
would totally allow you guys to have met up outside, sneaking on there.
I mean, we may have met up, but we would have separated back up in case one of us got captured.
Yeah.
Okay. And you
Aware
could
of
devise some sort of a plan, even if you wanted to.
aware of where each other was, but it sounds like it's a pretty big place. They're being held in an inner part of it.
Correct.
It's got a wall around it.
Correct.
Is there like anything coming or going from it, like quite often, like travelers or
No,
wagons or?
About a half hour after they get inside, the dudes that they left behind come with a cart driven by a horse. And that's one thing, too. As you guys, they had some other pack animals and stuff like that. They just didn't come into the area with them. So there's like a squad of 6 guys with a cart drawing that body, which you assume is the body. Well, actually, the feet are sticking out underneath this sheet. So you pretty much know it's the body. But that's it. Nothing else is coming or going from the camp.
Okay.
What we do?
I think we should just watch. I think if they try to try something, it'll be quite public. So we just sit back and watch here. And maybe under the cover of darkness, we can find a way in. Not willing to walk in bright daylight.
Nordor nods and says, "That sounds good."
Unless you can turn into a squirrel or something and run in there and check things out.
Nordor is like, shakes his head and is like, "The squirrel may get shot."
Maybe.
You people hungry shoot giant rat. maybe they hungry also.
That's true. Because Nordor's like, that's pretty disgusting. Y'all eat big rats.
I just showed them how to, skin it and so forth. They had no idea after they got done hunting it. It was very strange.
All right. Well, if you guys are going to just watch and then wait for nightfall to do something, this will occur while you're waiting. Because it's not long after you guys are brought in and put into the shack. It's maybe like 20 minutes later. The door opens up. There's a squad of 6 guys there. Same sergeant guy who put you guys in says, "Come on out." Marches you over and takes you to one of the actual non-tents but actual wooden structures. Opens the door, leads you in, and it's essentially it's obviously this brother Hollister's his personal quarters. Very sparse. There's a circular table.
If he's sitting on the bed in like a velour robe, I'm getting out of here.
Well, for your information, he has no robe on.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, then in that case, I stay.
He's naked. I figured you'd approve of that.
It's really the robe that I take issue with.
Okay, so basically leads you in. It's very sparse. There's no paintings. There's no nothing like that. There's nothing foo-fooed up, or I shouldn't say foo-foo, but there's no decorations of any sort. A round table, 6 chairs. There's a bed. There's a desk. There's some lanterns hanging from the walls. There's like a personal chest, and there's like a curtained door leading into another room in the back. At the desk is Brother Hollister. He has his helmet off. He is an older man. He's definitely graying, has wrinkles, but I mean, he's still an imposing-looking individual. In the room with him are 2 of the other knights. They as well have their helmets off. Helmets are on the table. He is good. You're here. Please take a seat. Bring us some water. He tells one of the others soldiers that's there, he goes over, opens up the lid to a barrel, ladles out into some wooden cups some water, and they bring it over, set it at the table for you.
I'd also take a chunk of meat. If
I'll
it's
sit
not
down and say, you
strong.
don't have anything stronger, do you?
No, we do not. And until I know better, you will be getting limited hospitality, which means no meat. I'm sorry.
That's rude.
I mean, he did say
But-
sorry.
Yes. Essentially, what's going to happen here is I'm going to cast a spell, a gift which has been blessed upon me from Fulstus himself.
Wait, you can do magic?
Of course I can.
Oh, that's so cool! Do it on me, do it on me.
This magic will allow me to tell if any of you are telling falsehoods. Actually, you won't be allowed to speak a falsehood so long as the spell is in effect. Now, you can try and resist this spell when I cast it, but doing so will immediately imply your guilt. And at that time, I will have you dragged out of here and hanged. So, let us be clear.
See?
I'm sorry, what is that?
Can I just try one lie just to see? I would just want to test the spell. Like, you can ask me my name and I'll say Frank.
Very well. Once it is in effect, you can try. And then we shall begin the questions. If I feel that the answers that I receive are satisfactory, I will let you go. If I do not, you will be hanged.
Well, it's all or nothing here, huh?
Yes.
It seems like they really like black and white.
Right?
Oh,
So
hey,
true.
I get you.
Okay, so at this point in time, now also too, what I did, I neglected to say, with his helmet off, you can tell that he's got ritual scarring on his face. Okay, like he's got some lines that you can tell because they're all very symmetrical in how so they're not real ugly. Where that healed badly, but it looks like he's got several different places where he's actually ritualistically cut himself. Okay. He goes over.
I knew a girl like that in college.
Did you? Oh, okay. So he goes over and he sits down. And I take it you guys sit down as well?
Yeah, and as soon as you said sit down, I just sat down.
Okay. He goes ahead and casts his spell. And let's see, is it in here or am I going to have to... Okay.
Looking for Zone of Truth?
Yeah, exactly what I'm looking for.
It should be in there.
It is. I was just going to get it so that it would pop up for you guys. But essentially, Zone of Truth. First, I need to know, is anybody going to try and resist?
Nope.
Okay. All right. He casts it. There is not really any kind of flash bang or anything along those lines, but you definitely feel the magic take effect on you. Okay. So you create a magical zone that guards against deception in a 15-foot radius sphere centered on a point. So basically, it's everybody seated at the table it is affecting. Okay. Till the end of this spell, creatures that enters the spell area for the first time or on a turn that starts there, blah, 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 charisma saving throw, you are allowing it to take hold. You're foregoing your save. Okay.
Would he know if we resisted?
Yeah, you can tell. The
Okay.
caster
You
can
can
tell.
You can tell. Okay, so you cannot speak deliberate falsehoods. That doesn't mean that you can not answer something. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Right.
So, like,
You could plead the fifth, essentially.
Exactly.
you
Like
could
that,
the
yeah.
fifth. You could say,
Vague truths.
vague truths. It can't be a lie. Is basically what it is. You
Okay.
can't have deception. So,
Sure.
he casts it, and we're going to go in an order of it'll go. He's just going around the table, so it's going to go Silverwolf, Wyndon, Raleigh, Jenna. Okay?
Raleigh is basically like that kid in class who like knows the answer and he's just so eager.
He looks at you first, Raleigh, and he goes, very well. You wish to test it. Go ahead. Tell me your name.
My name is... And he just gets like really crestfallen and he's like, my name is Roland.
Is that really his name?
Yeah.
That is awesome. See, now you can see that the spell does work. We shall begin with the questioning. You, what is your name?
Is it
He's
back to me?
Let's point at you.
I call myself Silver Wolf.
And what is your name?
I don't look happy, but I say my given name is Ander Nady, but I go by Silver Wolf now.
Nady, you say?
Yes. Although I stop.
You connected with the Nadies from the Horn Society.
By blood, yes.
Interesting. But you claim no association with your family at this time?
No. They sent my mother away after she was, well, when she was pregnant with me.
Why?
God
I'm
damn
sorry.
it, Roland. I say.
Your time will come. Please refrain from asking questions. If you so wish, after I am done with my questions, I will allow you to use the Zone of Truth for yourselves if you wish.
Oh, that's very kind.
What are you doing in Dimri?
Well, I didn't really have a choice. I was captured by, and I turned toward Jenna, her boss, what the fuck is his name?
Tolbold Gurner.
Tolbald Gurner, who had some crazy fucking dwarf steal my soul, and in return, we have to cause trouble for Ayuz and his forces, and we were on our way to Rookroost to learn about our first mission when we saw this burning crater and realized it was, or seemed to be, some sort of trap. So we investigated to see if we could figure out who set the trap, but unfortunately could not.
Very well. You're going the wrong way if you're going to Rookroost.
No, I'm aware. We're following her directions. She's the one leading us to our contact.
He looks over at Jenna, and Jenna just kind of like, that's right. I guess we wait until it's my turn then. He goes, I think in this matter I will go out of turn. Why are you in Dimri if you are the one leading these men here? Well, actually, I'm on my way to Kinmeet. He looks at her real hard.
Oh,
then.
no, I look at her the same way. Yeah.
Why are you going to Kinmeet? Well, see, Rookroost, as I'm sure you'll probably understand now, it's a little bit different than it used to be. There's been some changes, and there's a fella there in Kinmeet, a half-orc, used to be part of the guild. That gentleman has some things that allow us entry into the city and not to be questioned. So we're going there to pick them up first. It'll behoove my associates here to be able to move freely about the city and meet with their handler at the time.
I just say I am not working with an orc.
Sugar, you've got no choice.
What about like the bottom half? He's just half an orc.
Enough of this. Very well. So, you've been led here due to no choice of your own, lost your soul, but yet you intend to bring hell and brimfire down upon Ayuz. Is this correct?
It
And,
is. Truth be told, since I can't actually tell a lie, it was something I was going to do anyway.
Excellent. Very well. He looks at Wyndon. What is your name? And can you
Wyndon?
corroborate everything that this man said?
To the best of my knowledge, yep.
And your name?
Wyndon.
You have no other name, just Wyndon.
Wyndon, you want my last name?
Yes, I do.
Wyndon Frostfeld.
Wyndon Frostfeld. Interesting. And where are you from, Wyndon?
I grew up in the outskirts of what is commonly known as the Bandit Kingdom.
Excellent. And you have no soul?
Allegedly.
And you are following this woman?
I'd like to get my soul back, so yes, that is my current circumstance.
Very well.
It's annoying because I would have worked for money, but whatever.
So true, so true. All right. He looks over at you, Raleigh. Roland, what is your full
Please, Raleigh.
name? Raleigh, what is your full name?
I mean, that really depends.
Yes, it depends on whether or not you should be hanged before morning if you don't answer my questions.
I'm just saying, I've had a lot of names. Like, I've been given names. Which name?
You're
The
skirting
name
the
my mother
question.
gave me? The name people call me?
I'll ask you one more time, and one more time only. What is your name, Roland?
My mother calls me Roland Evershear.
And your father?
Well, I haven't spoken to my father in some time.
And your father calls you?
My
You see,
father,
I continue to ask. It's because you're avoiding the question, which means that you're attempting to conceal something, which means you get closer to being hung.
I mean, it's just a soft spot, man. That's all.
I apologize for any ill feelings you have for. Now, your father's?
My father's last name is Nady.
Oh, shit.
Interesting. Are you related to this gentleman?
I honestly just found out his last name when you did.
Do you have a soul?
I mean, I've got soul. Apparently, my soul was still. I don't know. I feel weird.
Is the
I don't-
mission that
I don't have
this
one.
man, Anders, has told us about the same that you're on?
Yes.
Interesting. Which I guess saves the best for last. What is your name? My name is Jenna Pine Sugar. This is going to be weird because I'm going to be talking to myself now.
You need, like, puppets.
I do. Oh, wait. Okay. So, my name is Jenna Pine. I'm from the county of Herbs. My father, Waldo Pine, was a bastard and a bandit, much like these gentlemen. He died when I was very young, and my mother raised me on her own. I became an accomplished warrior, and I take pride in killing bandits from the Bandit Kingdoms. I led raids within their borders for many, many years, even before IU showed up, and now I have been hired by Mr. Torborg Gunner to lead these gentlemen to Rookroost so that they could be picked up by their handler and told what to do to be a thorn in IU's side. Do you have a soul? Well, of course I have a soul, sugar. Interesting. Who does Torborg Gurner work for?
Oh, I know this one.
Asked, who does Torborg Gurner work for?
Countess Belasica.
Well, Maybe. I don't know for sure. But that is the room. All I know is his money was gold, and it has to do with, leading bandits to their death. I didn't really answer many questions. Well,
I'm
Ask
just
her
hoping,
what her
I'm just
goal
hoping
in
by
all this
telling
is.
him that it fucks up both of them, because
She goes,
that's my secondary objective after I use is to go after the two of them. So
cool. Then, if it's not possibly this Countess Belisica, does Tobolgur work for? Well, I'm not sure. The only thing that I can say 100% is that,
well, the Duke of Ten, Aya, is involved also.
the Duke of Ten is really not too much involved. I think it personally, and a lot of people think, that Tobolgur is working for himself. He doesn't really work for the Countess. That's what I've heard, but it could be wrong. All I know is there's nothing official about any of this. And she points at the other guys.
Surprising. Stealing people's souls and marching them off isn't official. Weird.
Well, that's all I can say. That's the truth.
Jenna, what are you trying to get out of all this? What's your goal?
My goal, sugar. Well, I got coin, and I'm leading you to probably your sure death, and killing other bandits in the process, and probably killing some Iusians. So that's what I'm getting out of this. And she just smiles real broad.
But what's your goal? What do you want?
I just told you.
She
Well, that's
wants
what you're
money
getting. You just
and
want
for
money,
us to
that's it?
die.
It's just
Well,
money?
I mean, that's not all bad.
No, I mean, it's what I was doing. It's what I do for a living, sugar. I've been working with the county, and not just the county, but anybody who'd pay me to lead raids back into the Bandit Kingdoms. I've been doing that for a long time now. It's what I'm good at. I know lots of places. I know lots of people.
Apparently not a good shortcut, though. But
No, I have to get to Kinmeet.
No, she's
Because-
taking the right path there.
well, I know. Just being sarcastic. It's fine.
When we-
I stand up and I say, well, I think we're done here.
I'll tell you when we're done. And we're done. I will say this much. You're in the land of Dimri. We are no friends of the Iusians. We intend to see them crushed and destroyed and driven before us, just like all the other enemies that pit themselves against us. Unfortunately, until that time comes, we must pretend that we are non-aggressive towards each other. So, while you've never been here and I've never seen you, I will have you transported to the border and dropped off.
Oh, that's nice.
That's fair.
If I see you back in my border dead, however, things might go a little differently. Unless, of course, you wish to convert and join the true cause. I'm sure there's something we might be able to do that could possibly return your soul to you in one way or another.
Do you guys have like a pamphlet, maybe?
But actually, I think I do. He looks at the or as he gets one, he goes over and he goes, "Up there," and he opens it up and says, "This one over here talks about the health plan."
That's great, because I was recently chopped in half, and I didn't care for it.
Excellent. Well, all right then. So, at this point in time, you will be provided with a place to sleep and stay, and in the morning, a detachment of my men will take you to the border and drop you off. For that, I'm going to provide you with uniforms so that you blend in. It wouldn't do to have brigands riding with Dimri soldiers.
Are they fashionable uniforms?
So one of the guys that's standing in the room Quite.
Just so you know, we had 2 compatriots who we might run into. They are long allied with us. They are at our same group.
Stitchers.
We're still.
Yeah,
in the
he's
zone of
ratting us
truth,
out.
right?
What the fuck?
Compatriots, I'm not sure. Please elaborate.
Well, I don't want them to get caught up and hung for just being around, guys. I can't lie right now, so he knows I'm telling the truth. There is a man who is creepy as all get out.
And then there's Three Toes.
And then there's another creature who is a furbolg. They are in the same boat as we are. They just somehow managed to evade your net. But as you know, I'm not lying.
Yes,
they're with us.
Now,
I think what you pulled in was the Furbolg's cousin.
I have, and that brings me to the last bit of questioning I have. What do you know about the body in the crater? I know it wasn't you that did it.
I don't know anything about it. I didn't even really see it.
It was big, right? It was pretty big.
It was big. It looked like some sort of giant, about 10 feet tall.
Interesting. Do you know anything about the Zvarts? They usually don't roam this area. They're much closer up around the rift and the tangles in the fell reef.
Near as I can tell, they're made out of paper.
It was surprising. I just ignore that. It was surprising that they appeared and attacked. I know that there were a lot of them, but typically they, from my experience, they would have stayed away.
Yes. And what about the sign?
Oh, the sign said there can only be one.
I know what it says. I'm just wondering you didn't put it there. I just need to be sure.
I read it.
All right.
I had to get close to it to read it, but I read it.
Very well. Show them to their quarters. At that time, Jenna goes, if you don't mind, I'd like to go out and bring my other 2 associates in. Very well.
Wait, Jenna, what do you think of Tobold?
That's a great question.
Elaborate.
What's your opinion of the man?
Elaborate.
Do you think he's a good guy? Is he somebody you want to get to know better? Do you want to be in his good graces? Are you looking to move up with Tobold?
No.
To all of that, you don't think he's a good guy?
She looks back over at Hollister and goes, how long does this spell last? It'll be over shortly.
Damn it, Jenna! What does he have on you?
Hey, Sugar, he doesn't have anything on me. It's nothing of the sort.
You don't like him, though, do you?
I'm going to go outside and I'm going to bring in Three Toes and Nojo. Y'all can, you gentlemen get bedded down for the evening. And very well. And
how much do you not like him? Do you want to see him dead?
She leaves with one of the guards and then goes out. So you guys are out.
As soon as she walks out, though, we're still in there. I turn to Raleigh and say, "How close are you with the natives?"
I'm really not. You?
No,
brother,
not at all.
Cousin, brother, cousin.
Have I even heard of this name? Do I know who these people are?
You're from Rookroost, aren't you, Wyndon?
I've spent a lot of time there, yeah.
Okay, then go ahead and just give me a roll 20. Just roll 20 for me.
Roll D20. Okay.
Yeah. It's a good chance that you might know. Okay, so you rolled a 9. You just missed it, dude. I was just giving you a 10 to get him. The name is super familiar.
Right, it's right on the tip of my brain.
Yeah, but you're like, Nady, I know that name from somewhere. So you know this much. You know the name is connected to somebody some kind of way in Rookroost, and it isn't this crazy son of a bitch. You know that.
Okay.
So.
Which crazy son of a bitch are you referring to?
Yeah, it really could be any one of us.
Me and Silverwolf are represent opposite ends of the spectrum.
Jenna got up and she left, so there you go. That's over with.
She don't like him though, guys. You see that? There's some dissension.
That is interesting.
Well, I mean, she's working for coin. You don't have to like your employer.
No, it does make me like her a little bit better, though.
Actually, at this point in time, Hollister dispels the spell.
Okay.
And then let you guys get... Exactly. And then you guys get let out. Okay, so Three Toes and Nordra, you're outside and you're watching this. It's starting to get darker, and it's like right on that cusp where it's the last purple in the sky before it's going to be dark and be easy for you to probably at least, well, both of you guys are stealthy as fuck to get up and get in there. At that time, you see the gate, because there is a wooden gate on this thing. It opens up, and out walking is a single figure. It takes you a second to realize who it is, but after a little bit, you notice that it's Jenna holding up the lantern, and she's walking out. And after she walks for a little while, she starts yelling, "No, Joel, Three Toes. It's okay. Everything's fine now. We've got it all squared away. You can come on in. We've got a place to stay. We've got food to eat. They're going to take us tomorrow, and they're going to drop us off at the border. You can come on in."
And if there's anyone you can trust, it's Jenna.
I know, right?
By herself.
Inside check. Inside check. Nordra doesn't trust Jenna at all.
I know, right?
And the three of us are no longer with her.
Yeah, I know, right? Like,
I think she's telling the truth for once.
Three Toes thinks
She seems to be honest.
All right, she's got it figured out. Yeah, she sounds honest. She sounds like she's telling you the truth, Nordra.
all right, Nordra goes. He cares about his party after all.
Yeah. So, I take it Three Toes, you come out too?
Yeah, I wander out. Actually, I'll just walk up to her, and then I'll just kind of appear beside her because I like how she jumps.
Okay. Naturally, it works. She's like, "Oh my God damn it, Three Toes, you greedy son of a bitch. Will you quit doing that to me?" Well, we've gotten everything worked out. And the commander of this here camp is going to give us an escort to the border tomorrow of Dimri, and we're going to go into what used to be Jairus. And then we're going to be going to a place named Kinme. But enough of that. We got a place to stay. Everything's squared away now. Come on. And she leads you guys in. So you guys get taken in. It's like basically it's a barracks where they put you guys. And it's a barracks that's big enough for obviously 12 people. And it's obvious that there were soldiers that were in here using this barracks, and they moved them out for you to use it. Okay. You're in there for a little bit. I mean, they give you your stuff back. Your weapons are all given back to you. And then not too long after that, the door opens up and Jenna comes in with Nordra and Three Toes.
Gentlemen.
Hey, guys.
Jenna goes...
Silverwolf's my brother.
Greetings. Nice to know.
I'm really excited.
What is your father's name, out of curiosity?
What is your father's name?
I don't answer.
My father had no name.
My baloney has a first name. I really wish my father's name was Oscar now. That'd be like the subtlest little hint.
No doubt. Okay, so I will say this much. You guys both know the history of the Nadies, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Raleigh, you know something about what's going on with the Nadies, right?
Raleigh does. Jairus doesn't.
Okay. All right. It's essentially, this would be a perfect time for, why don't you ask Silverwolf?
Silverwolf,
If,
you know,
it's like, if you're kind of, let's put it this way. Why don't we say this? Your dad, you know his name is Nady. You know that he comes from the East. You know he's got some kind of connection to high folk, and that's all you know.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I knew that much. Yeah. So yeah, I know he's well-to-do.
Yes.
Do you know much about them? Honestly, I don't know much about my father, and I've always been curious.
Well, you know your dad lives in the same city where you were from.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but you don't know about his past. All you know is what you know about him in Rookroost.
Right.
Hold on, I'm pulling up my what I remember about the Nadies.
While they're chatting, I make a slow patrol of the perimeter of the room and check out the windows and doors to see what might be locked or unlocked. Kind of giving a nice little once-over to see how well they trust their guests.
Oh, got it.
Everything is unlocked. The windows have no locks on them. The doors themselves, there's no locks on them. They have a latch system and whatnot, like a regular door, but there's no locks on either the windows or the doors.
Okay.
All right, so I say, as I jogged my memory, well, my mother was a member of the Nady family. Her name was Zilverhar. They were high elves from high folk, didn't have the best reputation. They were kicked out when they went to the Bandit Kingdoms, where they gained considerable notoriety, and in certain business contacts. I've never met any of them. Like I said, my mother was kicked out after my father, who was a warlord from the Bandit Kingdoms. His name was Tomar.
Anybody who wants to roll on that, you can.
What was your mother's name?
Zilverhar.
Does that mean anything to me?
No, that doesn't actually.
Okay.
That means absolutely nothing to you.
Norjor will say, Norjor no Zilverhar. She lived in Tankles too.
Mm-hmm. She did. She fled there. And that's where I was raised.
She died sad death.
She did.
We bury her.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too. But anyway, that's all I know about my mother's family.
This is where Jenna pops up. Yo, Tomar's kid?
Not by choice, and certainly I don't recognize him as my father.
Well, I should hope not, because I would hate to have to fucking kill you right here.
Who's Tomar?
Norjor will turn to Jenna and be like, Jenna, not very good guide. How did Jenna get us caught here?
Yeah, well, I didn't expect to run into a bunch of Svarts and guys steaming up out of the ground, now did I?
Did Wyndon know
I
this
think
Tomar
you might
person?
have.
Go ahead and give me Wyndon 16.
Yep.
Yeah, you know exactly who Tomar is. Tomar is one of the Western warlords. Okay, the western half of the Bandit Kingdoms was not very static in sense. Like certain areas have like actual kingdoms to it. The western half was basically, just think of it as gang country.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Roaming gangs of dudes. Okay, Tomar is like the guy. He was like pretty bad, and he's still around.
It's like Al Capone.
He's like no, totally. He's like the Al Capone of that area. He didn't get massacred at Steelbone either. He sat out of it, and he actually is in the in the Rift area now. He's working for Krasner.
And Tomar's a human then, right?
Tomar's a human.
And so therefore Silverwolf's mom is the elf. Okay.
Got it.
And now I'm trying to get this. Both Steve and Wyndon are trying to put it together. So Raleigh's dad is a human, or his dad is an elf?
His
It's
dad.
really none of your business.
The Nadies are elves. It's an elven clan,
Okay, got it.
essentially, or I should say, a high elven family. That, like Silverwolf said, they weren't the best of people. Not all elves are warm and fuzzy kind of, kind of guys.
So
They were
Not all of them deliver presents on Christmas.
Yeah,
So it's
exactly.
possible that they're related, but not directly because of the opposite sides of the family that there are elven.
We're probably like second cousins or something.
Yeah.
My father's name is Arver, by the way. He still lives in Rookroost. He's an alchemist.
Yeah, my mother never talked about her family much.
And your father is Alvar is an elf.
He is an elf, yes.
Okay.
Now,
Got
Three
it.
Toes, you know who that is. You know who Alvar is. You know exactly who he is. I won't go into anything else about that. Well, I'll tell you what Raleigh already knows. He works for the guild. He's an alchemist, but the reason he's, got a name and whatnot and is important is because he's the guild's alchemist, if you know what I'm saying. So, and they're not called the Thieves Guild or anything like that. It's just the guild. That's.
I like it.
I know none, and therefore I'm no beast.
Exactly.
Nordor, will say in Elvish, fairly loudly, so everyone in the room can hear him, but he's really making eye to contact with Silverwolf and Raleigh, because he knows they can both understand him, given their heritage, and it'll be like, we need to be more careful. We cannot keep getting caught. I've lived a lot longer than you have, and trust me, if you do not act more prudently, we will not survive long in these realms.
That's really heavy, man.
Yeah, no, you're
Yeah,
right.
and then he just goes into a corner and just sits down and heaves a sigh.
Yeah. Jenna doesn't say anything. She just sits on the bed.
Well, can she speak Elvish? I didn't think she could speak Elvish.
She didn't say anything.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You don't know if she understood what you said. She didn't say nothing.
I'll say back in Elvish, I don't think there's a way that we're going to survive this. Certainly, their plan is not for us to survive this. This is a suicide mission. If we have any thoughts that they're going to return our souls at the end of this, even if we survive, it's not going to happen. We need a plan B. And the first person who is on my list to kill after I use and everyone that works for him is that gnome.
I can't hear. I don't understand what you're saying.
So Raleigh gets this really solemn look on his face, and he points at his head down for a minute. He's deep in thought, and he looks up, and in Elvish he says the equivalent of "No hablo español."
But it seems really profound to the people who can't speak Elvish. They all think that he's participating in the conversation. Really.
So true.
What a cultured man that Raleigh is.
All about presentation.
Speaks so many languages. Nordor will nod it, but he'll say that my main concern is not.
Helps if I don't have my stuff on mute.
Oh, sorry. Did you want to say something, Will?
I just want to interject right quick. So first of all, Wyndon and Three Toes, neither of you speak Elven, correct?
Nope.
No.
I don't.
Okay, so how do you feel about these guys all of a sudden just plattering on in Elvish around you?
I
It's
figure if
very
it's a-
nice to not have to listen to their constant droning. They're just babbling. I can tune it out. It's just wonderful.
Yeah, because now it just sounds like...
I'll tell you what, when I used to have to go to the train to Manhattan every day, it was the same thing. Like, if there were people talking in English, it would drive me crazy because I couldn't get my nap. Any other language, it was fine because I couldn't listen. I couldn't hear I couldn't understand what they were saying, so I was out cold.
Nice.
I figure if it's something really important, they'll let me know. Otherwise, I'm just content to flip through my book.
Can I do an insight check on Jenna just to see if she understands what we're saying?
Go ahead.
11.
She's kind of hard to read. She's too busy staring daggers in at you.
Yeah, well, I get it.
So Nordra will basically finish the thought of saying that I agree that it is unlikely that we will live through this, but if we kill Ayuz, that will be worth it. If we live beyond that, I am all for tearing that little gnome's throat out. And Nordra gives like a big smile. He is evil.
Yeah, and actually, this is the first time anyone has seen the Silver Wolf smile at that thought.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I know that smile. Something is making you cheerful. Who do you wish to kill?
He said there's a list. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it on the road.
All right. And with that, we will draw this episode 3 to a close. So, all right.
Cool.
Got to learn some good stuff
That was
tonight.
interesting, yeah.
All right. Didn't see that coming, did you?
Not at all. No.
All right. Good. So, again, to all of you who have tuned in and been watching today, we appreciate it. If you have not seen episodes 1 or 2, they can be found on either going to Twitch, but I recommend actually just going to YouTube. If you Google, listen to me. If you search Return to the Bandit Kingdoms, they will come up. You can get the edited versions there. So some of our, especially the first episode, had some difficulties to it, so there's a little bit of tweaking on that.
And we actually made it through this episode with no issues other than right at the beginning for just a few seconds. So it's never going to happen again, and everyone's frozen now. So I just
right.
Lost it.
Right.
Everyone just froze, so my whole point about the no...
Exactly. Jinxed everything, dude.
Yeah. Well, that's why I waited until the end.
Right. Also, you can find on there the auditions. There's 2 auditions on there where we find our glorious players that are going to be on the game with us, as well as the session zeros. We had more than one session 0. It's just to work out bugs and basically for us to work on things and whatnot. But that is all on there as well. You can see that. We will not be live next Tuesday. We have a couple of people who are unable to make it, so we're going to just call it as opposed to running with too short. And then we will be live again the following week, which I do believe that is the 19th. Am I correct on that?
Should be the 19th, yep.
19th, we will be back live again. So please tune in then, and we will... be looking forward to seeing all of you back here one more time, and hopefully we'll see what these guys end up doing now. So,
all right.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you for watching, and thanks for playing, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.